Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Sounds good. Check. Sounds good. Yeah. The microphone is working. Interesting. This is your host, Anthony Harris, aka Lordship in the building. And I started the United Smart Broadcasters Collective. There's only a small amount of people that uses the logo, but anybody is welcome to use the logo. You can get the logo off my IG, Lordship, His Lordship 2020 on IG. There should be a picture of the logo there. If you want to be a part of the collective, all you got to do is say, I want to be professional as possible. This logo symbolizes that I will try to keep a certain level of decorum. I will keep vulgarity to a minimum. I'll keep cursing to a minimum. My goal is to be professional, to eventually reach a higher level of commercialism as a independent streamer on YouTube. If you use the USBC logo, you're just separating yourself from the rest, saying that I'm just a little bit different. And as you can see, there's a lot of symbolism. There's the red, black, and green colors. There is the pyramid, the chakras, symbolizing the spine. And if you look closely, it says USBC, but you can see it as us blacks. But it's open to everyone. It's open to everyone. You can find all kind of, if you look too close, you'll find all kind of symbolisms in the USBC logo. I think it's genius. So anyway, I was just listening to Madiva, and she had a show on the situation with the carbonation, and that's why I didn't go live earlier. I'm sitting here watching her show and looking at resource material, and I was trying to set up my camera, but my camera was, the software and everything is acting funny, so I couldn't do that. But anyway, we're 3 minutes in, and until somebody get here, let me throw on a little bit of theme music. It's your boy, Lordship in the building. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of those nights. It's definitely one of those nights. You know what I'm saying? And if push comes to shove, this will be one of those shows for the playbacks. Now, usually I go live at 4:30 in the morning, 4:45 in the morning. I call those dress rehearsals because I'm still working out the kinks on my show. I'm on a trajectory. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to reach a goal in performance level because I'm used to other mediums, and but I'm trying to transfer everything I do in that medium into this computerized world. And I'm not new to it, and I'm very familiar with it. It's just that when I used to work with people who were very familiar, I used to work with people who work for Silicon Graphics and stuff like that. There were people who worked for these big companies, but they wanted their own company. And what they would do is work a year or two with a big company, and then they work their own little company, and switch back and forth and contract out. But I was just sitting back peeping game because I didn't go to college for this stuff, but I always made sure I was with people who were smarter than me and try to peep some game. You know what I'm saying? So way back, I met some people that started a multimedia company, and but it took me a long time just to get to a fraction of what level they were on. Like for instance, one of my associates did a commercial for hieroglyphics for Third Eye Vision. It was a 30-second video. The video cost $1,000 a second. It only took 3 days for production. They used the SGI computer that they own for their small business that was out of the garage. And that was more than 20 years ago, I think. Yes, that was more than 20 years ago. They got $1,000 a second using the SGI computer. And here I am. I'm trying to do what they do, but on the internet, which is different for television. It's different for cable because, you need way more bigger resolution, and you need Pixar level animation. I'm doing amateur level animation. I'm doing 1080p or whatever. So I'm getting, basically $1.50. I mean, $1.10 per second. But these guys were getting $1,000 per second in 1990s, the upper middle 1990s. You see what I'm saying? They were doing work for HBO animation and stuff like that. One of the guys worked for Living Books. They turned books into CDRs or CD-ROMs, basically. And so I remember when I made my first album, I needed a lady to do animation for us. And I guess it was less than a quarter size of normal size for television. And, it was a lot of work. She made a spaceship out of an egg beater. And I didn't know enough to appreciate the hard work that she did. But now I know how much hard work she put into it, but I couldn't appreciate it. And I felt that I was smarter than the other producers. Like there was about 6 music producers, and then the rest were like animators and web designers and stuff like that. And even still, I so if I was like that, just imagine the other producers. They was even more like whatever. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Hey, I am King. Monica in the building. I guess this one is for the playback. Mediva show is still going on. She has Daughter of the Sea on the panel off and on. And they have a very strong topic that I wouldn't mind touching on myself. Matter of fact, me and Mediva is cool, so I could simulcast her show over here. I could stream her cast. And I've done it before. When she interviewed Nature Boy, I was streaming her show and I made it into a short film, and I don't know what happened to it, but I had the only copy of that interview. I don't know where it's at. It's probably on private somewhere. But yeah, Monica, I'm just in the building by myself with a few people in the bushes, which is good. But let's give those people something to look at. Let's give those people something to look at. Let's switch over to this. And by the way, for those of you that don't see that big old word in the corner, I am using StreamYards. Yes, I'm using StreamYards, and look what I can do in StreamYards. Yes, she is still live, and I got it. I have the audio on mute, but in a few minutes, I might pull up her YouTube channel and just stream it from here. And but yeah, I mean, I stopped listening because I felt that they reached a crescendo to the points they were trying to make, and basically they had issues with Mama Wanda and how she presented. Oh yeah. Don't look too closely. Don't look; it'll freak you out. Everybody's animated. I don't like static pictures and stuff. I like pictures. I don't like anything. I like everything to be dynamic. Colors, people, sound, images. This is multimedia. If you have an ounce of multimedia skills, nothing should be boring looking. Everything should be Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Everything should be Pink Floyd in 2020. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, her eyes is moving. Everybody's eyes is moving. Everybody's lifelike. So in the background, you see Eliana in the video. Okay. By the way, Eliana eyes are blinking and her head is on Nature Boy's body. See the tattoo on his chest, over his right side of his chest. So that's Eliana's face in Nature's Boy's body, because I'm sick like that. You see what I'm saying? So, and poor thing over to the left, that is Malia. This is her picture right after she almost passed out on a hike. They were hiking. She needed lots and lots of water. She tried to get a piggyback ride, and she was too weak to hold on for a piggyback ride. So she only had about 10 more feet to go. And so she managed to stick it out. You know what I'm saying? Poor thing. And then, of course, we have Mama Wanda, who's being talked about on multiple channels right now. So, when they said that President Trump said a phrase about grabbing women by the crouch, but they used another word, who knew that word would trigger things in this situation? Ever since Mama Wanda used that vulgar word to describe what she may believe that been some form of child tampering, she's been the main subject, and she's being talked about on multiple, Latanya's favorite word, she's being talked about on multiple channels. Okay. So I think she did the best she could with the amount of I think she did the best she could with the amount of je ne sais quoi she had available. Okay. So in some situation, decorum is mute. Maybe it's cultural, maybe it's regional, maybe it's environmental, but for some reason, some people think that a person is more real and more honest and more your kind of person if they curse and use vulgarity and lack decorum. You see what I'm saying? One person been to jail, another person hasn't, but the person been to jail is more real and more human and know more about life than the person who hasn't. The person who's had 4 abortions is more real than the person who's never been pregnant or had any abortions or even a virgin. This person that had 4 abortions is just more knowing, more mature, more knowledgeable, which is odd because if one person managed not to have any abortions or sex at all, how can the person who had abortions and sex be more knowledgeable than the person who hasn't? I remember in school I wanted to date this girl and people quickly came to me and was like, she's had 4 abortions. She was like 14 and I was, we were in high school. She was a freshman, I was a senior. She had 4 abortions. And then but I was like, but I don't believe that. She was well taken care of. I found out she was taking care of herself. She dressed nice, had jewelry, hair was done. She very mature for herself. And come to find out, she was more mature than her mother, and she lived with her mother, and her mother lived an alternative lifestyle. So she was always trying to prove that she wasn't like her mother. And she had a friend that was shady that used to do abortion scams. So when they told me she had 4 abortions to make me think she was a hoe or something, I was like, she's just a hustler. I said she ain't had no real abortions. She just tells stupid dudes that she's getting an abortion. They give her $300 and she go buy a gold ring or a gold necklace or get her hair done or buy some clothes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean that's a terrible rumor to have about you. But her and her friends, her friend was driving a Jeep to school. They go to see, they have you date them. You go to Planned Parenthood with them, but you sit in the waiting room and they get you used to going with them. So you know that they get regular checkups. So you go, okay, she's because Planned Parenthood is like, oh, if you can afford a gynecologist and all this stuff, you can go to Planned Parenthood. Ain't just for abortions. I mean, I'm talking to a lady, so I'm sure, and to the audience, so I'm sure you know more than me about this. But some people assume Planned Parenthood is just killing minority um, kids. When first of all, we all have to take care of those kids if they parents can't, and number two, they practice prenatal care and good um, hygiene or health for the JJ. All right. So anyway, if she says she's pregnant and y'all had a good relationship for about 4 to 6 weeks or whatever, you tend to believe her. You're just a young kid. You're naive. And then they say, okay, today is the day. What we going to do about it? Because this girl is so smart that she even helped you get a job. She lied about her age to get a job and then help you get a job and then pull I'm pregnant. That's how I'm telling you. That's how much game and how smart some of these young ladies are. So, um, so I go, well, I don't really believe you, but here's 100. You know what I'm saying? And we go to the Planned Parenthood, and I sit out there for about, I don't know, because I don't even know how long it take or anything. I sat there for about an hour and a half. She comes out with a pillow, holding a pillow to her stomach, and then we go home. She go home. So the men, the young men, they don't know, especially if it's another freshman or sophomore or whatever. I'm a senior, so I'm like, you know what? Um, I don't really believe you. So here's 100. I'm good. And that's how I think we kind of broke up after that. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's not just for abortions, right? So so then the next dude come along and I'm the dude going, man, she dude, she had an abortion. I ain't trying to say that she's scamming people, but her friend be scamming people. Her friend is a scammer, but she might be one too, dog. But another guy fell in love with her in high school, and he ended up marrying her and having kids with her. And if I give too many details, this world is so small, man. If I give too many details, but she did have some kids, had a family. She did graduate from school. She did have a major health issue that she overcame. It had nothing to do with STDs, nothing like that. But for some reason, with all those achievements, she still wanted to look ghetto, like she was like a motorcycle club girl or something like that. And he was like a Tupac type dude. And when I used to when I used to see them together, I was always cordial and respectful. And he always was looking for an attitude. And I was like, man, if you love her, more power to you. I'm not finna settle down for a very long time. So if you found your soulmate, I don't got no animosity towards you. I hope everything is well and continue. You know what I'm saying? I know when we was together, it was all good. I had my fun. It was just her integrity and everything was questioned, and I can't be with someone who I can't trust. So, you good, you good. What's up, E-Love in the building? I heard you talking on the panel over there and over at Medivas, and I might simulcast her show, because I see Key Dedman's on the panel with Daughters of the Sea. So this could get very interesting. So in about 10 minutes, I might just try to pull them up and air what they're saying. And E-Love is very passionate. I see she have her strong opinions. I respect that. Bozilla TV in the house. Bozilla got a dope intro, I must say. And, E-Love is very sympathetic to the situation, very sympathetic to Velvet. And this is why I want to play this video, because I want your opinion about this video clip I have. It looks like, I don't know who the other girl is, but Velvet and another Carbonation wife is playing with Nature Boy. And hey, Observant Stuff is in the building. Now, as you can see, somebody has their finger up to Velvet's nose, because Nature Boy has stuck his finger in several vajayjays at that moment. But what we don't know is that right to Velvet's bottom right below Velvet's right shoulder, right behind her, by her waist, her lower waist, is the baby. Okay? So Nature Boy is fingering these ladies on camera around the baby and making the wives smell his finger. So when Daughters of the Sea says she's complacent. Now, Daughters of the Sea have said this many, many times. I used one of her clips one time for a montage I did as Why You Tripping Off Me. She's been complacent the whole time, and then when she got off on her own, she wanted to pick on Nature Boy and separate herself. But they were Bonnie and Clyde. They were Abbott and Costello. They were Tom and Jerry until she left. And then when she leaves, she try to clear her name, but she's not sophisticated enough to be like a Patty Hearst. You know, you can't say that she played the role until she can get out of there. She's still on the frequency. Yeah. Let me stop that. I'm hitting all kind of buttons. My bad. So yeah, wasn't that, wasn't that a trip? Let's see here. It gets worse and worse. Marquise Dillinger in the building. Uh Beloved in the building. And Dr. Amira Quele is in the building. She has a very nice intro and outro also. Yes. And I'm in production with a couple of ladies. Right now, I'm doing animation for one lady's brand, and I can't wait for it to be finished. And I don't want to put nobody business out there, but I'm working on two ladies' intros and outros and commercials right now as we speak. And now that we got a few people in here, I'm going to drop my intro. But yeah, did y'all see that? Yeah, she pulled it closer. You got to understand that birds of a feather flock together. People find each other because they on the same frequency. She's still on the frequency. She is not fooling nobody. You know what I'm saying? He ghetto, she ghetto. But when the camera's on, they try to pretend like they're noble and pretend like they on a higher consciousness and stuff like that. But when she get a buzz going, when she get a little urban stuff, all that stuff slip out the door. And when she mad, it slips out the door. But you don't hear the Dalai Lama curse. You never heard Gandhi curse. You never heard the lady, I can't think of her name. She was a nun. You never heard her curse. You never heard Martin Luther King curse on camera. Okay. I'm just saying. You curse, but you don't pretend. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to try to act like you're the this holy being and you the representative of a whole group or race or anything like that, none of these people, they have a strong see you they have basically people got short attention span, so cursing is quick and easy. But if you want to show intelligence and you want to show how great your vocabulary is, there's a many ways to express yourself besides cursing. Cursing is the easy route. cursing is what 9, 10, 11-year olds do because they're not around their parents, and it feels good because they're doing something they shouldn't be doing. You see what I'm saying? By the time you are grown, excessive drinking and cursing should fade its way out because you've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Mother Teresa, thank God I have an audience that I have. And on that note, since I got a few people here, let me show off my own new intro. Okay. If you love to stream like Lordship loves to stream, then you know you got to do better. If you want to be professional, if you want to sound good, if you want to look good, and you don't know how you can do it, then talk to Lordship. You can contact me on Lordship 2020 IG, and I can help you with an intro. I can help you with OBS Studio. Right now, I'm using StreamYard and OBS Studio together. How about that? USBC, United Smart Broadcasters Collective, and anybody can belong to it. Anybody can join it. Anybody can belong to it. And you can get the picture off my IG if you want to use it. It's just a symbol. It's just like a business association logo, or a shopping district. That logo just says, I'm going to try my best to be professional. Now, I'm not a prude or anything. I have nothing against cursing. Um, that's I used to tell people, when I write a rap song or whatever, I use curse words, but I don't use it that often. So when I do say it, it has more power. If I'm cursing through the whole song, which is really a cheap way to make a good song, like it's a cheap way. You want to make sure the song is likable. So it's going to be too much trouble to come up with too many words that rhymes. And when you come up with too many metaphors today, you lose people. So curse, 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 curse. But I'm telling you, if you write good lyrics, telling a good story, when you do curse, that one or two curse words is going to have a bigger impact. You know what I'm saying? So there is a video by the T that I missed. Now, some of you may have seen it. I missed it. And so it's Eliana talking. It's one of those Eliana monologues. I want to play a little bit of that because Madiva, she did in her show, and there were some high impact moments. There were some really deep emotional things that were said, and it's understandable because it's such a powerful subject. But talking about a child's private part online, on YouTube, and especially Big O, because Big O is no different than Live Me. Big O and Live Me is the gutter of streaming. There's nothing to gain to mention anything on Live Me or Big O or or anything like that. You know, the big dogs is Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And I separate YouTube from the rest because YouTube is really like television. I don't know why people treat YouTube like it's a social network, but YouTube is really a more improved television because you can interact with it. You know, my wife watched TV all the time, and I just ignore it. I turn my back to it because all you do is sit there and watch. You can't respond. You can't interact with the host or the people that's talking. They can't hear you, but on YouTube, you can do all of that. So I think YouTube is better than television, and that's why they call it your tube. You see what I'm saying? Now, you know, you got to get a great. Oh, you didn't have sound at first? Did you say no sound? Let me see. There's sound, right? There's sound, right? Oh, okay, great. I don't know what was going on, but I am using StreamYard and OBS Studio together. And you know, one of my students gave me some game. One of my one of my students told me, you know, they have a button in OBS Studio that allows you to link StreamYard and OBS Studio together. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So let's play this audio. I don't know how much of it we're going to play. This is courtesy of the T. Shout out to the T. Sometimes I get my own resource material, and sometimes I miss the bus. Sometimes I miss the event. And because I feel like I'm a YouTube paparazzi type person, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes we don't catch everything as it happens because I'm subscribed to everyone. I have other accounts that I go undercover, and when certain people go live, I'm right there where the action happens. You know, I keep my cameras on me at all times. I keep recording devices on me at all time, and even in real life, if a spaceship landed, if the mothership landed, if we was invaded by the Japanese, I'm ready to film it in three, you know, 3D and snap pictures and all of that stuff. I keep all my equipment. If I ever get robbed on the streets, they're gonna hit the jackpot because I carry everything on me. You can't tell, but it's on my body. I'm like Inspector Gadget, just like the cartoon. I swear to God, I am just like Inspector Gadget. Or I'm like Lenny in Good Times. You know, Lenny with the fur coat. He always pull out something for sale underneath his coat. That's me also. So anyway, let's get back to it and let's see what she has to say because I didn't catch this. Maybe some of y'all have. All right. Oh, okay. I see that the volume is low. All right. Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 I'm glad somebody said something because this is the first time I'm using StreamYard with OBS Studio. So let's try this again. Tell me if you can hear it now. One two one two. Okay. Wow. What's that other sound? Okay. What's that other sound though? Maybe it's my headphones feeding back. Well, but we heard, but we heard. Didn't we hear that? You heard? Didn't we hear the audio of the other video, or we didn't need the audio of the other video? Squeaking noise. Well, let me troubleshoot. Let me troubleshoot. Let me just troubleshoot. I mean, I've never used this together, so I never knew that there would be an issue. Let's see. Let's see now. Okay, Nathan. Well, I got a workaround. I have a workaround. Don't even trip. I got this. No sound. Thank you, Boszilla. I'm finna work around this. I'll just turn on the monitors inside the studio. and then you can hear her that way. All right, here we go.
I don't like how people say to me that they have my back and then turn on me. That's unfortunate because you're not hurting me. At the end of the day, you're hurting yourself. Anybody who comes into my life and tries to paint a picture to me like they care about me, they have my best interests, and all this extra stuff, and then don't, that falls on you. That don't fall on me. So at the end of the day, anything that happens to me, outside of what I do, has nothing to do with me, and has everything to do with the person who's doing whatever they're doing. It's how their mind works. It's how they're going to, live their life. So at the end of the day, I'm good. Like I'm super straight. Like I'm super good. Like I don't have everything in the world. And no, I don't have millions of dollars. But what I do have is my peace. I have my joy and I have my child. So at the end of the day, I'm chilling and I'm living. You know, I got everything best going for me. And whether people want to take that away from me or not because they jealous or they feel some type of way and they gotta have some type of connection to whatever the fuck shit that's going on, that has nothing to do with me. Like, you could be a part of the drama if you want, but I'm not going to be a part of the drama. I'm not. That's not healthy for my child. So at the end of the day, I'm taking Eliana away from all of the toxic people in my life. All of them. If you don't if you don't see me with somebody, that's because they toxic as fuck. And I want you to know that it's the truth. Because at the end of the day, I done been through a 3-year relationship with toxic as fuck. So I know toxic people when I see them or when I come across them. And I get the fuck away from them. At the end of the day, I'm a young woman who was in a relationship that didn't serve me and that I shouldn't have been going back and forth from. Needless to say, if anybody had touched Eliana in any type of way, they would have been dealt with. But from my acknowledgement, nothing has happened to Eliana. I don't know what people saying online. They want to put shit out there to get clout, to make beans. This is what people trying to do, make money off me. Make money off of my story, get connected to me in some kind of way. Let's make her feel like we her friend and get connected to her and then try to fuck over. This is what people try to do to me. But at the end of the day, that can't happen to me because I'm not doing nothing wrong and I'm not doing nothing to nobody. And my child is very well taken care of, so I don't care about what nobody has to say. I don't care about what nobody is got going on. And Liana is all the way together. Like she all the way good. Like believe that. I'm gonna make sure that my child is good regardless. No matter what type of picture people try to paint, whatever. I just want the people to know like before I even had Eliana, I had a specific way that I wanted to have a child. And me and Nature Boy talked about this, and that's why I thought that we was going to do. And when I find myself trying to continuously trying to fix our relationship for the sake of my daughter, and it wasn't working, I had to leave it alone. And I'm not going to be trying to continue to fix something that I can't fix. But I'm not going to allow somebody, even if it's her dad, to be in her life that's on fuck shit. I'm not going to allow her to be exposed to that shit. Even if she was exposed, I'm not going to continue to expose her to the fuck shit. So at the end of the day, when it comes to how I wanted to raise her and how I wanted to have her. No, it didn't happen the exact way that I wish it would have. As a young woman, I don't like the way that it happened, but it did. And, I'm just doing what's best for me. At the end of the day, I'm doing what's best for me. I'm doing what's best for her. Regardless of the challenge, regardless of the setback, regardless of whatever is going on, because I know for me, because of my heart and my spirit, that I deserve better than everything that I've been getting for the past 3 years. I deserve better than what people are saying about me online. I don't give a fuck if you know me or not. I don't give a fuck if you trying to know me or not. I know me. I know me, and I don't ever make these lives for other people. I don't. I don't make these lives to clear something or manipulate people or do this or do that, whatever. I don't do that shit for none of it. I do it because it's my life. I'm actually going through the shit. And people get online because they see that it's my life and they try to make money off of me. People tell me ways how to make money off of myself because they're already doing it. So, money is neither here or there for me. Yes, I need money to take care of my child. Yes, I need money to do other shit. But I don't need nothing from you. I have never asked nobody for nothing online. Actually, since the time that I came back, everybody has been offering. Anybody who has come to me has offered me. I'm not asking for nothing because at the end of the day, I want everybody to see that I pull my own weight. Been pulling my own weight with.
Wow. Um, for some reason, the audio from this won't translate over. Um, so I have to figure a alternative because they're telling me that the audio is very low, and I don't want to have a show where the audio is not right. So I tried to put the mic near the monitor, um, and I couldn't do that. Uh, even if your mic is my mic is low too, there's no way. Come on, my mic is low too. There's no way. Come on. How about this? How about this? Is this louder now? Is this louder now? Is my mic louder now? Is my mic louder now? Overall, the audio is low. Okay, hold on. Overall, the audio is low. Well, Key Dead Man. Okay, hold on. I'm using StreamYards with OBS Studio together for the first time. I'm using StreamYards with OBS Studio together for the first time. Well, first, I you said that my mic was low. I mean, you said everything else is low, the whole overall. But how about now? Uh, I don't know. Everything is turned up. Maybe my mic is turned the wrong way. But a matter of fact, I could turn my mic towards. It is facing away from the speaker. I could rotate the mic. Let's try this one more time. Okay. You can hear Dr. Amira? Okay. Tell me if you can hear Eliana. I'm rotating the mic. My voice is gonna fade off a little bit. Now let's see what's going on here.
or without a child because I'm a stand up type of person. I take care of myself. I know I have a specific type of way that I want to live. So if you think that I'm gonna go from being a certain type of way, then have a child, then change, is absurd and insidious because people don't change. People stay the same. If you go to Nature Boy's main Instagram page, that's my page. You will see how I was living. You will see how you will see how I was living. You will see how type of things that I was into. You will see how I was moving. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, people who see me, they see me. People who don't, they don't. I don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, what I'm not gonna do is allow somebody to get on social media and tell my story for me, or tell people like, and if they did, I don't fuck with them because why are you telling my story? You should be supporting me to tell my shit. But yeah, you making money off of me and then don't even offer to give me none of the fucking bread that you get from it because it's my life. Like I'm not about to play with these people. Like
Well, first of all, you're on TV. You know what I'm saying? You're on TV. Look, to make a short story quick, do you know when artists go to the Grammys, right? And the ones that's performing, they get a dressing room. They have $80,000, around $80,000 worth of free gifts waiting for them in the dressing room. Now they're going to be Beats headphones, all kind of stuff, clothings, robes, all kind of stuff, baskets and stuff. Now, guess who's waiting for those people to step outside? The paparazzi. Now, if the paparazzi take a picture of you outdoors wearing Beats headphones, they can sell that picture to a a society magazine. Um, not I don't want to say tabloid, but those little magazines that they read in the salons under the dryer and stuff like that, right? Um, so now you're going to be advertising for Beeps for free because when you were outdoors, there was no expectation of privacy, and the paparazzi took a good picture of you wearing the headphones, and then the magazine says, "Look, they just had the Oscars. We're going to put so and so in our magazine in the paparazzi section, and he's wearing your headphones. What you gonna do for us? We publish in 3 days. Let me know what you think." So yeah, people are getting paid off of public displays because once you're in public, you don't have no expectation of privacy. So if every day you go to the park and hit your hand with a hammer and you cry and scream ouch, um, if somebody says, you know what, I want to start filming this person hitting themselves in the hand with a hammer. Well, if that person films you hitting yourself in the hand with a hammer, and then they go make money off of that video, that was your dumb ass. If you do any panels or any interviews and you don't ask for money, that's your dumb ass. Don't get mad if somebody else asks for money, and don't get mad if somebody paid for somebody else to be interviewed because um, this is a capitalistic society. And in case you didn't know, I'll say it again. .com stands for commercial. COM is abbreviation for commercial. So anything on a .com should be capitalized off of, or you're wasting your time. There's nothing on the .com where people are either trying to sell something or they're trying to buy something. There are other things. There's .net, .gov, .this, .iu. .com is .commercial. It's basically no different than TV or radio. So we'll get back to it. So it's your dumbass if you didn't capitalize off your own public display, your own minstrel act that you do all the time.
I'm not about to play with nobody else online. Like that whole Wanda situation, that whole Wanda shit. I let her have spend time with Ellie. It wasn't about.
Okay, we get into the good part. Somebody suggested that I pause and listen to the playback. So I'm going to pause right now and listen to the playback. Hold on 1 second. It's not right. So I tried to put the mic near the. I have it from the speaker. Uh, Let me know what you think. So yeah, people are getting paid off of.
And when people are saying about me online, I don't give a fuck if you know me or not. I don't give a fuck if you try to.
All right, that is pretty low. I have another backup plan. Isn't this amazing? Your boy is not like helpless. I'm like MacGyver when it comes to this. This time, let me turn the mic towards me. I have a solution. Okay, and thank you, Key Deadman, because I really want this to be right. Exactly. She was the one exploited. All of them was exploited. The tattoos, the branding, the fight, the getting beat up in Costa Rica, the dancing on the spring thing, naked. None of that stuff is illegal, but you, the one, allows yourself to be exploited. So I do have a solution. I'm going to play the audio through my studio headphones. Now, if this doesn't work, nothing will. Okay, here we go. And she's talking about her interaction with Mama Wanda now.
With her. It wasn't about that. The discussion that me and her had, she never shared. The shit that me and her talked about, she never shared because she want clout. Because she wants to be the hero, the mother who brings the two people back together. I will never be with Nature Boy again. Ever. You know, some of the shit that Wanda was telling me off camera and behind y'all back before she got on the live saying all that shit. Like, I don't trust nobody. I don't trust none of these people from offline. But I want y'all to know that there's not all of the truth is not being told. But at the same token, it's not my place to throw nobody under the bus either. Because that's their decision. That's what they're doing. That has nothing to do with me. So what I'm gonna do is sit in the cut and watch people hang themselves. I don't have to do shit.
Wait a minute. Uh, this is ironic. Sit in the cut and watch people hang themselves. Okay. Well, first of all, there's a fire alarm in the background that goes off every few seconds. That drives me nuts. That's when you know a situation is bad. When there's a fire alarm in the background, there's two signs. If somebody's filming in portrait instead of landscape, and if you hear a fire alarm in the back because somebody didn't replace the battery, you know the video is ghetto. Okay. So um, if you want to, like I said, if you want to stand, if you if you're driving down the road and you know that road has other cars because it's a highway or something, right? And you pull over to urinate, and but you're you open the door on the driver's side and squat and pee instead of going over to the passenger side and squat and pee, and somebody snaps a photo. That's your fault. You put your ass literally out there. You know what I'm saying? So if you got your ass tattooed and put a cult leader's name on it, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
So at the end of the day, y'all can say whatever y'all want. Y'all can make all the lives you want. Y'all can say whatever y'all want about me online. You can do whatever. All that shit is doing is making people watch me. My Wanda is big fake. Big fake. I don't fuck with her. Because of all of this shit she recently just did. Like,
hold on. Mama Wanda is fake and you don't fuck with her now? Now you don't fuck with her? This ain't the first time you visit Mama Wanda. You think we don't remember when you went to when y'all met before? Y'all met before. Nature Boy cussed Mama Wanda out, called her all kind of filthy, terrible, horrible names. And after that, you went to Mama Wanda. I would have been kind of hesitant because the things that Nature Boy said said to Mama Wanda, I would have thought Mama Wanda would have wanted some kind of revenge or something like that, or had a chip on her shoulder. She would have been the last person I would have went to after the interaction between the way that Nature Boy disrespected Mama Wanda. There's only one or two reasons why you went to Mama Wanda is because you knew that would piss Nature Boy off. Also, you probably had very few options, but you met with her before and you probably thought she was cool, or you could manipulate her because you think you're mentally more superior than other people. So you think you could pull a fast one on Mama Wanda. And if you ask me, I think you set up Mama Wanda because if something do go down, I think you're gonna try to blame Mama Wanda because you like she said publicly, like she shouldn't have said anything publicly, but she felt pushed in the corner, so I respect that. But because publicly she said she had the baby for several days, right? And she only could reach you twice, but she did have the mother and stuff on FaceTime. There's room to put everybody on the list as a suspect, including, unfortunately, Mama Wanda. But now, after Mama Wanda busted you out, now she ain't shit. Now you're gonna say she ain't shit after dealing with her twice because you trusted her, or you thought that you could pull one on her. Either or, it's all bad.
Yo, she telling people that she's telling people that I'm pregnant, possibly could be pregnant. Why would you say that? Like, why would you, out of all things, why would you say that? Like, why would you? And then on top of that, she don't even know all the details. So she butting in business that she don't even have all the details about. But you got details about some other shit that you wasn't even there for. Like, miss me with all the bullshit. It's all clout. It's all bullshit. It's all shit that people saying so that people could watch them so that they could make money off of me. So at the end of the day, like,
Wait a minute. If people doing this so they can make money off of you, then why you continue to supply them the material? Because nobody knows you. You know what I'm saying? This is your life. You can continue without your life on the internet. You can get on your feet, get housing, uh, get medical care and all this stuff without telling us. Look, right now, the baby could have already been checked out. We don't know because it's none of our business. And you don't have to get online to tell us that the baby's been checked out. And if you got online and told us the baby been checked out, there is no reason for us to believe you because you used to work with a liar. You was married to a liar. You was a liar yourself. You said all this shit about carbonation and Nature Boy and went back. And like Dot said, you was complacent the whole time. They were bowing to your child like it was royalty. Man, woman, and child had to bow to your child when they entered the room. You was complacent. I believe all those people are afraid of Nature Boy. So the only suspects is you, him, the girl you let breastfeed your baby that didn't even produce. She doesn't even produce milk. She don't even have but a bump on her chest. You let the girl use Aya's breast as a pacifier. All of this is on film. Girl, you have a lot to answer to. You have a lot to answer to. Trust me, you are not innocent at all. Okay?
just know that for me, I have a system set up for myself and for Eliana to be able to tell my story properly. Because obviously, people want to tell that shit for me. I believe that a woman came to carbonation for a few months just so she could be able to say, "Oh, I went and left, and this is what goes on," and tell the story. Bitch, no. I was the woman who was there with Nature Boy the longest out of all the women ever throughout carbonation. I'm going to tell the story, bitch. I had the child for him. And if another woman, put themselves through that and have a child from, then they gonna tell it. They should tell a story too. But at the end of the day, I went through.
She do look like the one of the DeBarges when they were Switch, the lead singer of Switch, who eventually moved over and started a band with his family, and they were called DeBarge. But she looks like the lead singer of Switch without waxing. Yeah.
Through this shit. And people could say like, "Oh, you knew better. You made a decision. Woo to woo, blah 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 blah." You don't know the intricate details and what happened, and that's why I'm putting up a system so that I could tell my story, so that people won't have to guess about what happened or guess about. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about what nobody talking about. I don't. I don't care about what y'all talking about. I don't care about what y'all got going on. I don't care about none of the little schemes y'all trying to pull, trying to take Eliana away from me. Look at my baby girl. She's well taken care of. Like,
Wait a minute. We only know what you presented, and there's so much material that your days are numbered. His days are numbered. You know, everybody days are numbered. I'm just saying. Some people were smart enough to get out of Dodge early. That just means they're going to have less charges against them. But yours is stacking up. Okay, you're not in a bed with a box spring and a frame and a canopy. God knows where you at. If you probably got a futon on the floor, and because there nobody can afford to buy a 9-volt battery, you got to listen to that damn fire alarm in the background. Your whole presentation is like, because you always fail to see the bigger picture, you look crazy. There's a beep in the background. That is a sign of poverty. Okay, anyway.
she don't need you. She don't need nothing from you. You know, she don't even need your support because it's obviously going against the grain. It's going against her development, and you could stay the fuck far away from me and her. You feel me? Like, at the end of the day, I let Wanda spend time with her because, Wanda had met up with me and we had a connection, and I thought I could trust her. You know what I'm saying? But I can't, obviously. And I wasn't.
You thought you could hustle her because she has an accent. She's you know your people. You guys are from the same like area, and you thought that you could play her. You could play her on her weak points and her weak spots because Mama Wanda was like a mother figure, and she was a little sympathetic and empathetic. She was empathetic to you and sympathetic to Nature Boy. But lo and behold, she later realized that she ran into the devil's children. You know, now I don't hate this young lady. I think that she could be great, and I don't want to sound like Latanya, but I have a friend just like her, and she has two kids, and they are teenagers, and she's been out of their life for 12 or 14 years because she has a mental health issue that she was diagnosed with when she was 5. And when she went to college in Atlanta, see, Atlanta is where shit go down. She became a New Wapian, but she didn't tell nobody up here. She just changed. She became a New Wapian, and it blew her mind. You know, she was living in the bush in Jamaica and in nature, and she got rid of her passport. She didn't know what month it was or anything like that. And when she finally went to the embassy, she had dreadlocks and an odor, and they didn't believe, and the accent. They did not believe she was American. Her parents had to hire a private detective, and one of the things that gave away her illness, and that's why I see what's wrong with, Latanya also, is It's always somebody else's fault, and somebody's always out to get them. And all her stories was about what somebody did to her, and that was a dead giveaway. So anyway, let's carry on.
Leaving my child with her. Like people trying to say, oh, how she tried to say, or whoever the fuck tried to say, whatever the fuck, whatever the fuck. I'm with Eliana every day of my life. Been with Eliana every day of my life since I had her. So, and I took care of her the whole time. People see how I take care of my daughter. You know, through the whole time I was with Nature Boy and give a motherfucker where we was, where we was at, what we did. I
What?
took care.
What? Are you kidding me? I just played a video of Nature Boy finger banging his wives, making them smell their own snatch with his finger with the baby down by her side. What are you talking about? And then one day he was live talking about how the sex was with his different wives. And the daughter was in the room, and I was typing in the chat. I said, "Hey, what about the vulgarity and the cursing?" And he said she's not in the room. She was in the room because she said she kept saying bitch. When he say bitch, she say bitch, and they would laugh. Every time she cursed, they would encourage it, and they would laugh about it. You see what I'm saying? And that's a horrible way to raise a child, to let them say bitch and nigger. The daughter said nigga, and they go nigga. They thought that shit was funny. And look, she's talking that way around her daughter right now. It doesn't matter if her daughter is asleep or awake. They still hear and learn things whether they're asleep or awake, whether they're in the womb or not. And if you're even if you're breastfeeding and you cursing and fighting and you're talking vulgar, that should be the most comfortable one-on-one, most serene moment when they're feeding and stuff like that, if possible. But if you cursing and arguing and fighting online and all that stuff, that's something that you can avoid. That's not unavoidable. Your child should have peace of mind. You want to know why your child may be they talked, I don't want to talk about this stuff, it's nasty, but the things that they were saying that the child children do that stuff to themselves because when they parents fight, they need to pacify themselves, and just sucking their thumb is not going to do it. So what they usually do is either pull on the back of their hair, like pull the naps in the back of their head until they go to sleep and they end up pulling their hair out, or their hands go down south and they do other things to comfort themselves. And that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not a licensed, trained gynecologist, and you're not a licensed, trained proctologist, and look that up. If you don't know what a proctologist is, look it up. You're gonna fall out laughing. But if you're not a gynecologist and a proctologist, you should not be online making speculations. Okay?
I take care of my baby girl because I take care of myself and I want the best for my daughter. So at the end of the day, anybody who got some negative shit to say or trying to do some negative shit to me, that's on you, Monica. That's on you. That's on you. That don't got nothing to do with me. And you trying to put me in a hole, you gonna find yourself in a hole. So while you trying to dig my grave for me, you should dig one for yourself. Cause I ain't gonna while you digging the grave for me, you actually digging that grave for yourself. So at the end of the day, if I need an iPhone, how about you provide me with an iPhone? Fuck out of here. Like, how you gonna tell me what I need? No, you need to provide an iPhone for me if you feel like that's what I need. Fuck out of here. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, I have what I need, and I'm okay with what I have. You know, people trying to make it seem like I'm on here trying to make money and all this extra shit. Bitch, I'm good. Like I done did without. I done did without for a very long time. So, you know, all this shit, people helping me doing this, saying this, If you help me, it's probably because you genuinely want to help me and you don't gotta blast that shit online. But people who want to help me for clout and throw it back in my face just to have something to say, you could keep all that shit. Cause that shit didn't mean nothing before you gave it to me. So at the end of the day,
Okay, she's saying anybody that ever did anything for me, such as the getting the baby stuff and all kind of stuff and the plane tickets and all of that shit, I don't owe you shit. And she's kind of right because after all of that, she went right back. Now, I know a lot of people sympathize with her situation, and I do too in a way because like I said, I have a friend who thought the white man was the devil, and like you couldn't even go eat fast food with her. Like she became a vegan and all that, and she used to wrap her hair like Erica Badu. And it was strange because all her friends was ghetto, but but she didn't try to convert them. She just stayed who she was. And when she have a house party, um, they're listening to the ratchet music and stuff, but she's sitting on the couch Indian style, and she had like a friend visiting from Atlanta, and he was all wrapped up, and they sitting there like they're Queen Nefertiti and King Tut. And I'm sitting back going, and then I go in the refrigerator and I'm like, where's the liquor? And it's nothing but juices and stuff and peach juice and all that. But the strange thing is, she grew up middle class. Her father was a pediatrician, and she made false accusations on her father, false accusations on her brother. She was out there on the streets. They managed to get her back into America. She lied to everyone, borrowed money from everybody. She tried to even get my friends to say that they have a job waiting for her husband, the father of her child. I don't even think they got married, but she had kids by an artist, like like a wannabe artist. And they said, she said, could you say that you have a job for him if he comes to America so he can get a visa? And we was like, hell no, we don't know this dude. And to me, I'm thinking he taking advantage of you because you had to go all the way out there. Nobody knows your history. They just know you're a pretty American girl, and they trying to get citizenship too. They don't give a damn about you. They know if they can get a couple of kids, maybe that'll help them get a visa or citizenship. Everybody was taking advantage of her. More of that story. And it all started because she went to college and she wanted to be a doula or a midwife. And then she jumped ship and went over to Jamaica, and all hell broke loose. But that was after the teachings of the Nawapian group. You see what I'm saying? So I see this girl. I see straight through her. The only help she's going to get is, um, being medicated and deprogrammed. That's it, point blank.
I'm happy. I'm happy. And I have everything I need. I actually have everything I manifested, for myself. And I appreciate it. And ain't nobody gonna take it from me. Not no more. I'm not gonna let nobody keep taking this shit from me because I work hard to acquire what I have. Always have. You know what I'm saying? And for somebody to try to take it away from me is fucked up. Especially with a little girl. And for somebody to try to take my little girl away from me is even more fucked up because if anybody could see clear as day that I love my child and I take care of her. So for people to try to do fuck shit to me and all that, you ain't doing nothing but causing a situation for yourself to have negative karma come back to you to face whatever it is the fuck shit you did.
So if you was complacent in all that abuse, and also the girl who got raped and lost her virginity, you was complacent, and the white girl that got beat up, you was complacent, and when Mama Dia is deaf, you was complacent, and Serenity almost dying in the backyard giving birth. Her organs were about to fail. She was so emaciated. You was complacent in all of that. Where do you think you're? And somebody had to kiss your feet after they kicked after they kicked your ass, they had to kiss your feet. Where do you think karma lays in that situation? What do you think Jesus or God or karma? I don't know how you can put all of those things together in one boat, but usually people like her always like to say, God got my back, and then they use the word karma. Well, karma and God don't go together. Okay, astrology, karma, Karma Sutra, and God, none of that goes together. Okay, but let you tell it.
She knocked out. My baby sleeping good. Okay? Baby sleeping good. Baby comfortable. We on me and my baby laying on 300 thread cotton sheets. Okay?
Look, shout out to the T number one. This, I sometimes I don't get to get everything right, and I always use discretion. And then if it's already out there, you don't need another person showing it. But sometimes certain things strike a nerve, and I do um, get some stuff from the T as well as um, World News. Shout out to World News. Um, and there's and Auntie Miracle and quite a few people have resources. So whatever I miss, I really like to get good quality. Like I like to do it myself so I can make sure it's the best quality, but and no narrating over it. But I will admit that I do get resources material from other people that's concerned about this topic. Now, when Serenity and what's his name was homeless in Hawaii, they never used the H word. They never used the homeless word. And they would find the smallest things to brag about. You know what I'm saying? Even the girl that was in the tent, she never really made it to carbonation, but I was scared for her. This girl was in isolation out in the park, and I thought something was going to happen to her, and she was bragging about what she had in her tent and stuff like that. But she's about to brag about her thread count of her sheets. She's she's not bragging about her Tempur-Pedic mattress, her oak wood bed frame and metal. Uh, she's not even in her own apartment or anything like that. But she about to brag about some sheets on the floor, and her daughter doesn't have her own room. But we're gonna let her continue to pontificate.
This shit almost feel like silk. Okay? And you mean to tell me that I don't like the fuck out of here. My baby is good. Okay, Ariana is super good. Super, super duper good. Okay, better than she was when I was with Nature Boy. Like, fuck out of here.
Um, Nature Boy did have you in some nice Airbnbs. I'm not gonna front. I have yet to see you in a better situation than you was with Nature Boy. He did have you in some nice Airbnbs. And shout out to Kiki in the building. She's new here. Kiki, don't say too much. The wolves will come after you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow. Um, but shout out to Kiki. Welcome to the show. She's new here. Everybody give her a nice warm welcome. But Kiki, stay on the low because these YouTube streets is uh is not too safe. Okay. And Vicky is in the building. I already said what's up to observing. And let's carry on with this BS.
Like, people got me all the way fucked up if they think they could just say some shit. Like, this lady literally said that I could possibly be pregnant. Bitch, I'm on my period for 4 days, 5 days now. Like, what do you mean? Like, me and my dad called me. He was like, when you gonna tell me that you was pregnant? I'm like, my dad took me to go get sanitary napkins. Like,
That was that was nasty. Kiki wants to know what's going on. But you know what? It's a long story. You're just gonna have to take some time to watch some of my older videos. But this girl was married to a cult leader. She's still married to him. She was in a cult for quite a while outside the country. The cult has been kicked out of several countries. Supposedly, they're in Puerto Rico right now. But she's been out of the cult for at least 3 months, and she's back in the States, and she's trying to get it together. But she still believes in the cult ways. The only thing she didn't like about the cult is that her husband is a polygamist and he likes to have several wives. That's the only issue she had. The way the cult leader treated the members and the other members of the group, some of them have died, some of them have killed their mother, some of them have gotten HIV, some of them have done many things. She has no issue with none of that stuff. She only have a problem with him having multiple wives. And she put all her little life online, and now she's online complaining about it because she let a a person on YouTube babysit her child for 4 days, and they discovered something about her child that they thought may not be right, and maybe the authorities should know. So we're going to carry on from there.
And I'm later. I'm going to reveal why I moved out my mom's house. If my mama keep playing with me, son, if she keep playing with me, like I'm gonna I'm gonna say why I moved out of the house. But that's not for y'all. That's not y'all business. That's not for y'all to know. You know what I'm saying? But my mama could keep on. She could keep up with the shit she got going on. We're gonna see how that shit gonna end out. You know, I'm just saying. At the end of the day, we gonna see how this shit pans out for anybody who who is trying to do some fuck shit to me. I don't care. Even if you look like you doing fuck shit to me, you doing fuck shit. Because for me to have a red flag or have an insinuation that you might be doing fuck shit is good enough for me to stay the fuck away from you. Like, period. So I just don't like that Nature Boy is trying to use spirituality as a way to get across to people to make himself look like a good person. You're not a fucking good person, my nigga. You're not.
You said that before, and you went back twice. You said he wasn't a good person, and you went back to him twice. You knew what he was about the first time you got there when you was somebody else man and cheated on him with the co-leader and left him like a bad habit, left him to get his ass whooped, and you probably burnt him. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, she's not. I'm not mad at her. You know, she's not the enemy. She's not someone to be hated. She has health issues, but she's not normal. So don't try to use normal sympathy. Don't say, well, she did what she had to do because she would have got killed. Nah, she's not normal enough for that excuse. She did what she did because she was on the same wavelength. These people find each other because they have the same ideology. People don't get together because they believe differently. You see what I'm saying? She was complacent, and she's still complacent. It's a couple of things she just don't like in the group. But other than that, I mean, she don't like her ass whooped, and she don't like the leader sleeping with other women. But all the other bullshit, making people do push-ups, making people lock themselves in the closet for 2 weeks, starving people to death, making people bow to her daughter. Men, women, and children have to bow to her daughter and her. And if you kick her ass, you still gotta physically, literally, kiss her feet and say you sorry. But we'll continue.
And I can't fucking wait to really just sit here and tell my story. I've been refraining from going live and saying stuff because at the end of the day, I'm healing from all of the fuck shit that we went through, and you just really just sitting up there acting like you never did nothing, acting like we never had a child, acting like I'm the bad person and all of this extra shit. Bitch, Y'all, people people are really shapeshifters, like on some real shit. Like, and I know I've shapeshifted a lot, throughout these last 3 years. I'm coming to understandings and figuring shit. Like, people have no idea what I was going through in my mind when I was going through all that shit. I'm the type of person now I love to figure shit out. So while I was there, I'm figuring shit out and I'm always speaking up and I'm always saying how I disagree about what's going on. And that's why we was so physically or that's why he was so physically abusive to me. That's why he had to always shut me up. That's why he always needed me to be quiet and never say nothing. Because I always stood the fuck up and said, I disagree. You should do
No, you was Nana G. You was you was Eliana. Um, you were named because he said you reminded him of his son, so he gave you a boy name, and he um he made you the chiefess. So in order to keep all the women and other women in check, if he kicks your ass, the rest will fall in line because they will go, well, damn, if he whoops the chiefess ass, what would he do to us? So anyway, let's get back to it.
it like this. And he just don't want to do it that way, so I fucking leave him. Every time I had to leave him, he took my documents, took this, took that, trying to make it hard for me. Eliana don't have a social, don't have a social security, don't have a birth certificate, none of that shit. Outside of her natural born country because this nigga want to be neglectful. He's a neglectful person. You like that's why I don't understand the other women how they could just stay there because they watched me go through all this shit when Nature Boy had a child by him, watched me go through the pregnancy and all that shit, and these motherfuckers still trying to have babies by him. These motherfuckers leaving, walking out the door, and then talking about some. Oh yeah, I forgive you, Messiah.
Uh, didn't you forgive him 3 times? Didn't you come back 3 times? He snatched you up from Olmec. You know, the fact that you would drop Olmec like a bad habit.
Like get the fuck like ain't no dick that good, my nigga. Ain't no dick that
It must have been. You came back 3 times and you collected money. You went straight to go and collected $200 3 times. You played on the sympathy of the public, of YouTube, and basically you scammed pe- nice people that didn't even ask for their money back and they didn't report you to any authorities.
that good. Ain't no dick that big. Ain't no dick gonna go in you that like to keep you that mentally unstable. Like fuck no. Like and it might need to take for them to have a child to understand like bitch I don't want my child to grow up like this. But at the end of the day, some women don't give a fuck about their children. So that's another assessment. You got to assess the woman because some women don't give a fuck about their child. While everybody online trying to
Okay, you leave your child with a stranger for 4 days. You only call twice. I'm just going to put a pin right there.
say like I'm an unfit mother and all of this dumb shit. Look at the fucking women who went over there to Nature Boy who left their child. These bitches left their children. Like on some real shit, and I'm not trying to call them bitches to throw shade or nothing, but that's what the fuck they did. That's the truth. You think Nature Boy ever want me to leave Eliana? No. You think Eliana and Nature Boy would ever want me to leave Eliana with somebody else to watch her? No. So
Now, I'm 50-50 on that part because, first of all, from the moment she was born, it seemed like Nature Boy was overprotective for the baby because when they had the baby and the hospital said that they were trying to run out without paying, even though he signed a document promising to pay them the money back. Um, he promised to pay the hospital back, but the hospital went behind his back and went to Facebook and started talking crap about Nature Boy. So Nature Boy was able to raise at least $3,000 overnight because they already done blew $300,000. So he say. So it's about I don't even know. it's probably a 4 hour drive to the hospital. So say what you want about Babylon, but it took them 4 hours to get there when she almost died from a breech birth. Um, and they spent the night in a hotel on the way back. And then when they got back, they had the money and they turned around and went back to the hospital. And he brought her with him. She just had a baby and she was supposed to stay in the hospital for at least a couple of weeks. He took her out the same night and make her do a drive home, but they stopped at a motel, and then they drove home, got the money, and drove back. He should have left her at home with the baby. Obviously, he didn't trust his people with her or the baby. So that lets me know that he is overprotective of the baby and he would kill anyone who ever would have touched his daughter in carbonation. So that could narrow down the suspects. The only people that really had access to the baby was his immediate wives, Eliana and him. But like I said, he seemed very overly protective of the baby. And he even made people bow down to the baby. Everybody ate after when he eats, his wives, the baby, then everybody else eats if there's any food left. And when his son was visiting, he didn't want to let his son go. There, a little small group, a little militia had to come get the son. So that statement might not be true because they had to send some people to come get his son. The mother wanted her child back. They had to fly some people there to take the baby back. So he might have would have kept his daughter because number one, you could tell that he really likes his daughter and she looks like him and he feels like, this is my mini me. So it's really curious about if there was any violation of the child. I'm thinking there's a stronger possibility that that happened stateside because Nature Boy put up nude pictures of his daughter on Instagram. Unfortunately, he put up nude pictures when she was little, and unfortunately, another YouTuber by the name of Latanya Jones felt compelled to show that in a video on YouTube. Now, those pictures was minding their own business on Instagram, and you didn't have to look unless you wanted to. But if you was flipping through their pictures and you go, "Oh shit, here's Nature Boy's baby. Oh, the baby's nude. Oh my God, why would you do that?" And then they continued to let the baby run around topless on camera all the time, topless. Okay, so and she was complacent in all of that. And unfortunately, some overzealous YouTubers like Latanya made a video of the nude baby. So what I'm saying is, I'm going to give him a little bit of doubt if he had any involvement of the accusations that's going on right now, because I've seen how much he loved his daughter, but he did, but because he's a deviant and he doesn't believe in Babylonian ways, he leave himself wide open to be a suspect because of his deviant behavior and his strange beliefs. That's what's going to get him in trouble because back in the day, he would have been dead already because he would have been considered a heretic. You see what I'm saying? But couch surfing in America for 3 months, being at home for the holidays and couch surfing and dropping your child off with strangers and stuff like because just because you know people online, they're still a stranger to you. They still a stranger. I don't care if you see somebody online for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You don't know that person. You don't know what goes on when the camera cuts off. They could be only sane when the camera's on, and when you cut the camera off, they're insane. But anyway, we'll get back to it.
Why are you in your mind thinking that it's okay and he really give a fuck about you if he making you leave your kids for him? Girl, get to miss me with all of the bullshit. You sitting up there looking way more stupider than me. Way more stupider than me. And that ain't to and people like be wanting me to help these women and tell them like this and apologize. No, they need to be apologizing to me. They need to get themselves out. Period. They don't need me to help them get them out. And
More people need to bow down to you. How long should people bow down to you? You still queen outside the Carper Nation?
nobody help get me out other than people praying for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only thing that could help a person who fucking with Nature Boy. A prayer, bitch. Pray for them. Period. That's all they need is prayers. Good energies, good vibes, because you can't talk to a mind like that. They have to come to their own understanding, and that's what people don't realize. Everybody who went to carbonation or goes to carbonation, you have to pray for them. You have to pray for them because their mind is so wrapped up into his bullshit that it's gonna take an army of God's people to pull one person out, if not half of that soul. So at the end of the day, like y'all can't expect me to be super saved the whole. Like no, I'm gonna be super saved myself. Fuck out of here. Like y'all really got me fucked up if you think I'm about to waste my energy on some shit that I done been through for 3 years. Like these bitches watched me go through it. They helped him. These women helped him in the process of trying to get me to do whatever they want me to get him to do, whatever he want me to do, and coerce me and massage me into polygamy and all of this extra shit. Like they helped him and they still helping him. These bitches don't care about Eliana. They don't care about what I'm going through with Eliana. They don't care about the dynamic of Eliana not having her mother and her father because these bitches is getting in the way of that relationship. The reason why me and Nature Boy is not together because he want to sleep with a plethora of women who he don't fucking know, and other people that he don't fucking know. God knows who else. But I'm just saying, this is why me and Nature Boy not together because he for everybody. This nigga for everybody, and he lets it be known that he.
You hear that? The only issue she has is that he likes to sleep with everyone. So that means everything else is cool. Everything else is cool.
He's for everybody. So at the end of the day, that shit don't have like people say like, oh, it's your fault because you don't want to let a man be great. When a nigga want to fuck everybody and they don't have no purpose and no, and it's just and he don't even love them, it ain't nothing you should be doing. It's lustful. He tell these women all the time, I don't fuck with you. I don't like you. Be trying to replace him and everything. And these bitches still be head over heels. Let the bitch be dumb. Let her be dumb. That's
They don't. Let them be. Let they be. Let them be dumb. Okay, let's continue.
the only thing. That's the only
Well,
thing that's gonna
all of you guys have an excuse.
happen or can happen for her to come to her fucking senses until she tired of being fucked over. Like that's common sense. You could tell a woman all day, don't fuck with him. Don't fuck with him. Don't fuck with him because of this, and this, and this, and this. But if she not gonna listen, she gonna have to bump her head. And unfortunately, that's what we do in life as women and men. We sit there and we go through things and we learn and we accumulate wisdom, and it's up to us to make a decision to either keep subjecting ourselves to bullshit or not. And I'm the woman that chooses not to. And that's just the way that it go. And if people aren't that mad at me because I'm finally giving myself the best and actually trying to give myself the best, something is seriously fucking wrong with you if you got a negative agenda out towards me or trying to do anything hurtful to me. Like that shit is crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Like nobody don't have my best interest at this point. Other than the people who you see me around. Like and those people who I am around, they know who they are. You know what I'm saying? It's a very select few. And it was
I saw somebody around her that was high as a kite, that looked like her with just a little bit more weight on her. Okay, that's what I saw. And I seen some people. I guess they were industry people. I don't know, but it's really no difference between the Carbonation Code and Babylon. They try to front like they different, but they not. Just like Arrested Development, um, when they were in Switzerland and they made them a special they made them a special vegan meal because they really believed that they were some hotel people, but they wasn't. They asked the people at the club or the theater where they were performing, where is the nearest McDonald's? And they lost their credibility in Switzerland, if not in all of Europe, when the word spread that they were eating McDonald's. And so that was not their image. You see what I'm saying? And now that she's back in the States, she's letting her Babylonian side slip out little by little. And it's already was there. It was already noticeable in her vocabulary, but now in her behavior, her fashion, her hairstyle, everything, the truth is coming out. It's like a vampire that's been out in the sun too long.
It was blessed to be that way for me because I don't need everybody around me. You know, I don't need everybody around me because everybody mind ain't healthy. Because people be on some fuck shit, like they really do, or they be trying to live through me. They be trying to live what they wish they woulda coulda did through me. And no, this is my life. This is my life. So I don't have no niggas. Like I don't have no niggas. I have business partners. Okay, I make moves for myself. I'm a networker. I have women business partners and I have men business partners. And if you ain't mature enough to understand that, then you could get the fuck off my page. You could get the fuck out my life, and you could get the fuck with your opinion. Because at the end of the day, baby, I'm gonna do what's good for me. Period. I don't have nobody around Eliana, like, you know what I'm saying? Like on that type of vibe. Because at the end of the day, she's a little girl. And I don't want her thinking that it's okay to be hopping from this nigga to this nigga to this nigga. That's why I'm not with Nature Boy. Because Nature Boy, Eliana was definitely learning that behavior in that environment with him. How to be a hoe. How to be a hoe. That's what Eliana was learning how to be when she was with Carbonation, when I was with Carbonation. How to be a hoe.
So when you left Olmec for Nature Boy, when you thought he was asleep and you got up and tiptoed from the sleeping bag and met him in the bathroom somewhere, you wasn't being a hoe. When you broke Olmec heart, you know what I'm saying? Because you already knew where you was going. You got you a free ride down to Costa Rica or whatever or Belize, and you already knew what time it was. You already had a mission. You already had an agenda, and you personally felt that you looked better and you was younger than the other girls, and you was like, it's just a matter of time. I'm in there, and then if I get pregnant, I'm surely got this shit on lock.
So that's why I took her out of that environment to give her a better one. And if bitches think, and if anybody think that I got men just up and all up and through me and all up in whatever, you got me all the way bit, fucked up, twisted, and whatever the fuck you want to say. Because at the end of the day, Eliana is a precious young lady who needs very strict guidance because of the that she does have, and that's what I'm going to make sure that she has. Any man that comes around me is a very established relationship, and Eliana know who the fuck that man is when they come into my presence because I don't sugarcoat nothing, I don't hide nothing, I don't need to hide nothing, and it is what it is. Shit, at the end of the day, like fuck. I'm not attracting no niggas to me that wanna fuck with me anyway right now because of all this shit that I got going on. I don't need that.
You know, she looked just like her father, and bless her heart. You know, she's a bright girl. She's cute, and I feel sorry for her in a way that that mental health is a very serious thing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm sure she's breaking her family's heart, and she looks just like her dad. You know, and she has so much potential. But like I said, I had a friend who something told me to treat her like a sister. Something told me don't sleep with this one. Something said lordship, even though I wasn't lordship back then, but lordship said you can hang out with this girl, but don't take advantage of her, protect her. So when I went to clubs, we party, and if it was too late for her to go home, she could stay over at my place. But I never tried to do anything with her because something told me that not this one, something ain't right. And now she's in the mental hospital and she has two beautiful kids. Her daughter looks just like her. Her son is very bright. But when she gave her son a Mus- she gave her son two different religious names, and I think she gave her son a Rastafarian name and a Muslim name together. And I said, okay, and also the fact that she never done anything to anybody else. She's a saint, but everybody's done something to her, and everybody owed her. Okay. And I said, something ain't right with that situation. You can't tell me that the whole world is against you, including the white man. Not only the white man, but just everybody, including your parents, your brother, false accusations on your dad. I said, something ain't right. So I followed my instincts. I never touched her. I always tried to be a friend until one day I couldn't be her friend no more. And now she, like I said, they finally caught up with her and she's in the hospital. And this is where she's going to end up. She's going to be a Jane Doe on meds in a hospital in some state, and they're going to have to spend $5,000 trying to find her with a private detective. And the hospital is not going to give her up until the government funding stops. When the state says I'm not going to pay for this Jane Doe anymore, that's when the hospital tries to find the family and dump them off on the family. Trust me, I know.
I don't need no man right now. I need to be with myself. I need to be with my child. I need to get back recuperated. I don't need to be in a relationship and all this extra stuff. Shit, I don't even need to be having sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit dead. Like, all that shit is dead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, that ain't the that ain't the only thing that's dead. But when you walk in a room, your vagina plays taps. You know what I'm saying? When you talked about the the secretions that came, that came out of your vagina, and all the way back in Costa Rica when you said that you and your lover didn't y'all wasn't on the same frequency and you caught uh, venereal disease and stuff. You've been telling your sexual history for a long time publicly. So unless somebody don't have a computer or a smart TV or a smartphone and don't pay attention to carbonation, it's going to be pretty hard to find a suitor because just because you have a child doesn't mean that you clean. It just means that maybe the child going to have some issues later on or it dodged a bullet, but your plumbing is not intact. Even Nature Boy can attest to that.
fuck all that shit. That shit don't have nothing to do with, me being prosperous and abundance and creating a childhood, a healthy childhood for my baby. That's my main goal. That's my main focus. And if nobody can't see that, then y'all motherfuckers is dumb as fuck. Like, but I just got on here.
Hold on. You joined the code. We told you to get out, and when you left, we told you not to come back, and you went back 3 times. But we're done, and we managed not to join the code, and we're in Babylon, and we're not on the frequency. Okay.
To just vent because I don't like when people get online just saying shit and they don't even have the details and people trying to tell my story for me. Like, you can't tell my story for me. Like, you don't know my child. You haven't, people could think what they want. People could make up shit in their mind all they want. But I know my child. This is my baby. Like, I take care of my baby. Like, we be together 24/7 all the time. Like, what you mean?
Isn't that cute? That is so cute right there. She even she even breastfed on camera like that. And Latanya showed that picture also. I had to crop it when I talked about what Latanya did. She showed her breastfeeding and she cursed and made jokes about what the baby was thinking in her mind, which was very vulgar and very sadistic, calling her mom all kind of bees. And Latanya Jones thought that was funny. All right. And then, like I said before, I say it again. Latanya Jones showed nude pictures of the baby from head to toe. Five, not one, but at least five photos that Nature Boy had posted. Okay. Now, has anybody in this chat room, whether you're typing or not, have you ever showed your baby on YouTube? Okay. Why would you show your child, period, on YouTube, let alone showing your child shirtless and falling off of couches. And when she tried to block Nature Boy's punch before she cut all her hair off, and when she was trying to run into another room, that baby fell. That baby fell out of her arms. People should know that with today's technology, you can see and hear everything. All you need is a filter. I can enhance the audio to the point where I can hear ants having group sex. I have expensive software to to listen to any audio and separate the sounds and hear individual things. So when when Latanya lied about her car accident, I I got a video where we isolate the moment of impact when the car was struck and everybody heard it. We heard when the car was struck. When she ran into the other room before she supposedly cut her hair off, she dropped the baby when she ran off. When she blocked him with one arm and ran into the other room and he went after her, all you have to do is isolate the audio. The name of the software is called Isotopes RX. If you don't believe me, just watch a video about Isotopes RX 7 and it'll tell you all the wonderful things it can do with audio. That's how I was able to hear phone calls that Latanya was on when she pretended like she was on the phone with her mother, when she lied about the car accident. Trust me, I could be a audio forensic scientist, but there's no such title. So anyway, yeah, your most intimate moments, your most private moments was either photographed or filmed or recorded, and now you want to cry about it. Okay.
It's my little girl. I love her. The fuck? And y'all got me bent. If you think I'm about to let anybody or anything come between that, I'm not. I'm not. You could put the you could put the sun, moon, and the stars in my face, and I will reject that if there's any type of negative influence that you're bringing into my life. I'd rather be homeless with nothing than to be a part of some weirdo, dramatic, all like I don't got time for that. 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 And Nature Boy is online making these videos talking about how I let Eliana be watched by somebody else and all of this shit and all of this shit. But bitch, Nature Boy, you can't talk about no baby being fed off of no different kind of spoon or whatever the fuck. You can't talk about no child because guess what? You fucking had Eliana sucking another woman titty at one point in time. So you could miss me with that spoon shit. You could miss me with the
Well, where was you at? Was you on vacation? Did you come back to the States? Was you in the bathroom? You said that he was having sex with Aya while she was holding the baby, and and then you grabbed the baby and you was upset. And then when he said, "Well, join in with us," you put the baby down nearby and you joined in with the sex. So your anger was temporary. This girl is a hypocrite.
all that dumb shit you was talking about. You be having real fuck shit going on. You want to have multiple wives so that you can have children with all these wives so that your children can sleep together. Get the fuck out of my face. Like all the way out of my face. Like all the way the fuck out of my face. Gonna talk about some bitch. You can't talk about nobody child. You can't talk about what nobody going through. You can't talk about how nobody raising no child or none of that. Like, you need to go sit all the way the fuck down. I hope you don't have no more children because I would not like to see what those children will go through living with you and being with you, like on some real shit. So, and the other children that's there, they need to fucking get out too. Like, fuck that shit. Them children need to be, them children is not gonna grow up regular. They're not gonna be able to grow up as a child. Yeah, he's sick as fuck. Gonna talk about, gonna make a video about how I left Eliana with somebody else and letting Eliana be fed off a spoon and all. Shut all the way, like, go sit down. Like, you sitting over there trying to have kids, and you already have kids that you don't even fuck with because you don't want to take responsibility for them. Because
Hey, you gotta you got she be trying to slip stuff by you that she don't have to expand on, and nobody's asking her to explain what she mean. Let me rewind that again. When she talk about fed off a spoon, you know she's talking about a download.
so, and the other children that's there, they need to fucking get out too. Like, fuck that shit. Them children need to be, them children is not gonna grow up regular. They're not gonna be able to grow up as a child. Yeah, he's sick as fuck. Gonna talk about, gonna make a video about how I left Eliana with somebody else and letting Eliana be fed off a spoon and all. Shut all the way, like, go sit down. Like, you sitting over there trying.
Okay, I was wrong about that. I guess they don't eat with utensils or something like that. But something tells me that there's something about the download thing. To me, it seemed like it's a download reference, but I could be wrong. I don't know everything. Okay. So anyway, as we carry on,
Trying to have kids and you already have kids that you don't even fuck with because you don't want to take responsibility for them because you don't because you wanted your own way with the woman and the woman disagreed and now you can't compromise because you so inflated with your own ego. Like, how about you shove those five sciences up your ass? How about you shove all that spiritual, whatever the fuck you be talking about, living all that extra shit, shove that all up your ass.
was you thinking that when you took this picture? When you went back 3 times, you didn't tell him to shove the five scientists up his ass then. Matter of fact, in my video called 300 Reasons, 300,000 Reasons on Why You Tripping Off Me, she's with Omac in that video, and it's like a short film, and they ran out of gas. They had $300,000, but ran out of gas, and somebody had to go get some gas on foot. And her and Omac and Tron and them are talking about the knowledge, and when they were talking about the download and stuff like that, and her herpes or whatever the hell, she wasn't saying fuck your knowledge then, but now after coming back and leaving them 3 times and being dethroned, now she got an issue, but only with their relationship, not with the other children, not with Serenity's son, not with the other lady's son, not with the lady who lost her virginity through rape, not with the white girl who possibly got raped or beat up in the background because she screamed, "Somebody help!" But he tried to say that it was a bird or something like that. But anyway, let's continue. And what y'all saying in the chat room? Oh, okay. She fed her off the same spoon. Well, huh? That was kind of that was kind of that was kind of crazy. because, like I said, she is a stranger. Even though she visited her before, it was a sponsored trip by people who were sympathetic to her situation. But yeah, um, but it's all weird to me. It's all weird to me for someone who can openly talk about a child that possibly been molested, but they don't have any gynecological or proctology experience. You know what I'm saying? They're just going off their own experience and things like that. Um, one thing doesn't mean another, but I'm just saying that that child has been seen and dealt with since it's been back in the states. And you mean to tell me nobody saw anything until Mama Wanda saw something? And like I said, Nature Boy embarrassed Mama Wanda before she went to go see Mama Wanda the second time. Nature Boy said the most foulest, most terriblest thing to Mama Wanda live on the internet. If I was Elena, that would have been the last person I would have went to go visit. But she must have thought that she could run some game on Mama Wanda. Maybe her and Nature Boy is trying to set Mama Wanda up. I don't know. I think Mama Wanda did the best she could and the best she knew how. I don't have no issue with Mama Wanda, but it's all strange. Everybody involved is weird. Okay.
Like, and go sit the fuck down somewhere and stop trying to make it seem like you spiritual, my nigga, because you're not. You really not. You just sit up there and say a whole bunch of shit like universe and being in tune with the earth and grounding and all that dumb shit. You go ahead and you say all of that just to make it seem like you know something. But bitch, you don't have details, honey. You don't have no details. You don't have no history. You don't have nothing. And you don't like to talk about none of the history because what you're gonna find out is if this bitch start talking about the history behind our people, he ain't gonna know shit. He ain't gonna know shit. So at the end of the day, you know, he could be making it seem like he's the Messiah and all this extra shit, but you've been online for how long, my nigga? 5 years? You've been online? And you talk about you the Messiah and the whole world still don't know you the Messiah. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Everybody know who the Messiah is. Once the prophet hits the earth, everybody feels that shit. It's a cosmic shift. Nigga, you been online on Instagram and YouTube for 5 years and bitches still don't know who you are. Like, come on. You inflated that much to the point where you really think you're the supreme God. Like, go sit the fuck down. Like, all the way down. You ain't that handsome, you ain't that sexy, and your dick ain't that big for you to be sitting up there acting like you could just swing your balls across the earth and bitches.
But he did though. Look, I could be objective. All right. Sure, Nature Boy ain't the nicest guy on earth. He might even be the devil's spawn. But everybody's an adult and they made the choice to be by his side. They made a choice to believe in him and worship him as adults. You made that decision all alone. You thought this brother was deep or something like that. You thought you and him can create your own nation. Everybody involved is an adult. So you only can blame the people for being weak minded. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All that education. I mean, Serenity was working in the I forgot the word to use, but Serenity was mainstream. She worked in the corporate world. She gave all of that up to be a hippie. You know what I'm saying? To be a hippie. That's what they are. I mean, this is modern day hippies with technology. So, anyway, my allergies are starting to sound strange.
Fall down. Like, I will cut them bitches all the way off, and we're gonna see in the future. We're gonna see how much of a ball you have. We'll see how much balls you have. We'll see. And I'm talking because this is released to me. This is a release to me. Like people online, like people really be online dragging for me, like dragging for me. Him, my own baby daddy, the person who say that he love me, and all these bitches who he will watch me with, and then he double back and tell them that he love me, then dump them because he love me, but they all online talking about me. Bitch,
Well, some people say, even in the chat room, that Mama Wanda dropped the ball. She should have went straight and called the police or whatever. If she had any issues for what she saw, she should have, went straight to the authorities. But obviously, there's a pink elephant in the room that nobody wants to speak about. Somebody is scared of somebody, and I don't even think it has really anything to do with Nature Boy. Um, Somebody afraid of being touched. You know what I'm saying? Because if she's been back in the States for 3 months and you make an allegation, they ain't going to be going for a guy in another country. They're going to go for somebody they have access to. They're going to search around in the immediate area first. They're going to go through people that are close by who's been around the baby in the past 3 months. Then they're going to take into consideration some group that's abroad, some people that, it costs money to travel. People act like the feds and all these people got endless dough. They have a budget. They not flying nobody nowhere, and they're not flying to nobody unless there's a profit to be made, or somebody did something so terrible that that trust me, touching a child is terrible, and it's illegal for Americans to touch a child anywhere in the world. Even if it's legal to touch a child in some strange country, trust me, there are American agents nearby. If they see you walk into that house in that foreign country, they may have cameras or anything. When you try to head back home, they're going to arrest you. Okay. But what I'm saying is, they're going to start with the easiest accessible people first. Then they're going to go for the more difficult people to reach. That's all I'm saying. Even a highway patrol told me, she said, you got a Honda, a Jaguar, a Corvette, a Viper, and a BMW breaking the speed limit, and it's just me. Who do you think? Which car do you think I'm going to try to pull over if I'm going to try to bust someone for speeding? And these cars are driving together back to back speeding. And I said, I don't know. I really don't know. She said, the Honda. She said, I'm not going to work extra hard to bust someone. I'm going to go for the Honda. I might not catch the Jaguar or the Viper or whatever. I'm going for the Honda. So that's what I'm saying. If Mama Wanda went to the authorities too soon, she has to take everything into consideration. Whatever going on in her own household, she has to take under consideration. Okay, whatever going on in the next household, you got to take under consideration. You don't know if somebody has a gambling shack, a trap house, a speakeasy. Uh, you don't know what's going on before you call the authorities. Now I know a child's life is more important than all of that, but sometimes when you got to make these harsh decisions when you didn't even ask for it, when the shit fell into your lap, you got to ask yourself, what price am I willing to pay, and how this is going to affect me. And but also, she shouldn't have took the child in the first place, and she shouldn't have talked about her vagina online. We'll continue.
bitch, what makes you think he ain't gonna do that shit to you, if not worse? All those women, Afro, Aya, all them women, he don't give a fuck about y'all. He'll do y'all way more dirtier. I wouldn't be surprised if you have a baby for him and then he'd be like, I still don't want to fuck with you. And then try to take the baby away from you because that's his baby and that's all he wanted in the first place from you. He don't want shit from you but a baby. And to let those children sleep together, like, come on. But if those women want their children to be slept with each other, then that's on them hoes. Like, what can we do? What can we say? Like on some real shit. Like people keep saying, you need to talk to Malia. You need to do this. I don't need to talk to a motherfucking thing. I don't need to talk to no motherfucking body. People gonna make the decisions that they want to make. Ain't nobody talk to me. I have made that decision for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, she's putting herself through that shit. That shit don't got nothing to do with me. Just like I put myself through that shit didn't have nothing to do with nobody else. You feel me? So at the end of the day, I'm good, Eliana good, we good. And it just is what it is. We vibing. We always vibe. That's why Nature Boy couldn't understand. And that's why he hated that shit. And that's why he always separated me and Eliana. People don't realize that Nature Boy, while he online talking about how I'm letting other people watch my child, he don't talk about how when I was there, he had to put a have separate a separate separatism between me and Eliana. He had put a wedge in between me taking care of Eliana to the point where I had to rely on the other women to start taking care of her. I'm talking about feed her, change her, bathe her, watch after her to the point where Eliana started getting physical. She didn't want these bitches to be around her, so she started fighting them. She started fighting these people. I swear to God, I put that on my life. Eliana started fighting the people because she don't want to be around them. So what happened was I had to grab my baby close, and when I grabbed her close, Nature Boy looking at me like, "Oh, so you letting her come in between us? Like, bitch, this our baby. What you mean, bitch? She been with me ever. Like, what do you expect? You want me to? He gonna tell her she a community child? No, bitch, Eliana ain't no community child. She's my child, and that's your problem. That's why these bitches be leaving their children for you because you think that these is community children. Ain't no fucking community child this way. This is my child. This is my child. You know, it could take a village to raise a child, but this is my child. Like I don't give a fuck what nobody say. My baby ain't for everybody. My baby ain't community.
Well, she ain't that crazy, huh? That's that that's proof of complacency, and that's also proof of sanity. So the insanity plea is went out the door.
You might be community dick, but apply that to yourself, not to my baby. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm not about to let no man, I don't give a fuck if that is her daddy or not, put a wedge between us and make it seem like, I don't need to be a good mother to her because I could have other people take care of her. Talking about some that's what queens do. That's what chiefs do. They rule and they did it not in the type of way that you want, not in the type of way that you need me to, and that's why I never me and Nature Boy never got along because he wanted me to run them bitches. He wanted me to have a brothel. He wanted me to set up sex schedule times and all this shit. I ain't got time for that, bitch. I'm not about to set up no schedule time for y'all to get fuck. Y'all go fuck, like period. Like that shit don't got nothing to do with me. But when y'all going fuck it, don't mind me walking out the door.
Now, this is somebody mama, okay? Number one, this is somebody mama. Bless their heart. Now, check it out though. Someone mentioned about, you know, I guess they meant Mama Wanda going to World News and stuff like that. And shout out to World News because I use some of his material for one of my videos, and I have no issue with World News. I just want to say that I just want to make a point that World News and Mama Wanda have fell out, and I guess they squashed it. But Mama Wanda did, she did after they fell out. Mama Wanda threatened World News in a video. Okay, I have that video. Mama Wanda threatened World News, but when it came down to the child situation was more important. And whatever issues they had, they squashed it for the sake of the child. So I want to just make a note of that and say that for the record. Okay.
You feel me? While y'all fucking, don't be mad because I'm walking out the door. Like y'all got each other. Like go fuck on each other. Like I don't want to be a part of this shit. Period. And bitches keep playing on me. Keep fucking playing on me. I swear to God, this shit gonna end out so crucial that everybody gonna be like, bro, what the fuck? Like you can make all the lives you want. You could say all the shit you want. You could do whatever you want, my nigga. It'll never prosper because you're evil. You're demonic. And it's all gonna come to the light. And I'm writing my memoirs. Just to let y'all know, I'm writing my memoirs. And just like Sybil did all that shit, you know, it was funny to me how Sybil wrote that book and she was only there for 3 months. It's
Now check this out. Kiki, this is a young girl. I forgot how old she is. She's probably 23. I think she joined the cult when she was 19. And she became the cult leader's wife unofficially. And then only recently it became official. But he's way older than her. So the young girl, older man aspect is a dynamic. And you might even have something to say about that. But yeah, this is a young girl, older guy situation. Very easy to win over and manipulate. But at the beginning of the show, I told you about a young girl that knew how to. She was smart enough to lie about her age to work fast food, and she was smart enough to pull abortion scams on boyfriends to buy the things that she needed, and she didn't care what people thought about her, and she still ended up going to college and getting married and having kids. So let's get back to this.
it's funny. And that's actually I feel like it's disrespectful. And she didn't even do it the proper way. Like the book don't even make sense. The words don't even spell right. Like and so I'm like, bro. So I'm like, you just put this shit together. Like you just put it together just real quick. Like that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful as fuck. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna let nobody else tell my story. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I got all the juice. I got all the juice. And so I'm gonna bring it out on these hoes. Period.
So she's letting you know that she's still Queen Bee, and the only reason she not there is because she don't want to be there. But even though she's not there, she's still running things. I'm not going to get into the argument of what other people do on their channels and why they do it, but you can speak freely here. I do believe in freedom of speech as long as it's not disrespectful. And I don't think bringing anything online too much can really make that much of a difference if things are not done in the physical world, like legally in the physical world. But don't get mad at NBC, CBS, Fox, and BBC. You know what I'm saying? Um, but you know, there is a movie that people need to watch if it's still on Netflix, and it's called "Don't Kill Cats." If you don't do anything after this show, I want you to watch a movie called Don't Kill Cats, and it's how they found a killer online who was killing pets. He was killing cats, and then one day he decided to kill a real person online. And they used social network and everything to find him and get him uh, arrested. And his mother tried to say that he was innocent the whole time. But if you want to know how to stop someone who's committed a real crime that can really be proven because they did it live online, you know what I'm saying? Because he was smothering cats in plastic bags and all kind of stuff live online. The guy that he killed him live online, but he hid his identity pretty well. So I recommend that movie, Don't Kill Cats. I think that's the right title. And I just want to pause for a station of identification. And we're going to do 10 more minutes of this, and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay? So let's pause for that station ID. Why is there no audio? What is going on? You hear how good this microphone is? Y'all didn't hear no audio, right? Wow, man. Why is there no audio? Well, like I said, I'm using this with OBS Studio together. Well, like I said, I'm using this with OBS Studio together. Well, just give me a second, all right? I just want to freshen up a little bit. Okay, give me 1 second, and then we'll play about 10 more minutes of this. Okay, testing 1, 2. Okay, testing 1, 2. Isn't that scenery beautiful? Um, that scenery is beautiful. I shot that with my drone um a couple of days ago. That's the I used the Maverick Mini. I think it's the Maverick Mini Pro drone for that, and the footage was so clean. I had to dirty it up. It was too clean. I said, This looks like I downloaded it." I don't want people to think I got it off the internet. That's my own cinematography. 95% of the visuals on my show is my own photography and my own cinematography. You know, and this is another example. And just to trip people out, that picture is actually upside down. To see the things you can do with photography, that picture is actually ups upside down. And to make it more clear for you, I do it like that. Sometimes you could just walk by somewhere. I was going to the ATM and I looked behind me and I said, that's a picture right there. And so I just walked up a few feet and turned around and snapped a picture. Now, Kiki, be careful not to talk about locations or anything like that, and to be careful not to say anything personal. Now, Kiki is new here, and I know Kiki, and she's a good friend, among other things. So just make her feel comfortable, okay? But yeah, I'm backed up with intros right now, and I'm working on uh, two very important people's intros and outros right now. And before I go any further, I have to take care of them first. And then there's some people on standby. But I guess that's a good thing considering that, you know, I can't work or anything right now because of the pandemic. So, yeah, usually I work at NFL's sporting events, but there's no NFL games. And yeah, so yeah, it's all gravy. I might even interview Kiki one day. She has a lot of interesting things that she could talk about, and we'll just leave it at that. So, um, you see, I got you in a week. Yeah, it's all good. I'm knocking these things out. Look, when I get off of here, I'm still gonna be up another 2 hours, and then and then I'm going to bed, and then and then I'm going to sleep until about 2 o'clock, and then I'm gonna get up. And that's the story of my life. I'm in the studio every night until 5 in the morning. So if you hit me on IG or whatever, I'll probably get it. And I love doing this. I wish I could do this full time, but because of quarantine, it looks like I'm going to be doing this full time. And I'm getting more. I'm getting more orders. Oh yeah, the pandemic messed up. One of your side gigs. Oh, that's dope, man. That is dope. So, I want to talk about, since everybody's getting into this stuff of being a home content creator. I want to show off some of the tools and and talk about some of the tools I like using. And I'm not no expert, but I do have experience. Now, I the one of the reasons I started so late is because for 3 hours I was trying to get my camera to work with this software that I got to use, but it wasn't working. So I said, well, let me use OBS with StreamYards just to keep that, just to try it out, so I can have more choices. Because right now I can have people on the panel right now because I'm using StreamYard. I know it doesn't look like I'm using StreamYard, but I am. So now I can still do the lordship thing and combine it with the panel thing too. So I think that's great. I'm just waiting for the best time to bust out. It seems like I'm the only one not doing panels, so I'm waiting to bust out. Oh, podcast! I love podcasting. There's a company called Podomatic, and they have their own app. And my account is over 10 years old with them, and they still might be a good company. They still might be a good company. It's called Podomatic. With a name like Podomatic, it got to be a podcast. You got new stuff going on that you can't share yet. Well, good luck with all of that. With the way you carry yourself and your professionalism, I'm sure you're going to be okay. And you know what? I have met other ladies on YouTube that has their own brand and services that are just as professional. And I shouldn't be surprised, but I am a little surprised that all the women are they come correct. So I have no qualms or quarrels with the women that I deal with professionally. on YouTube, and I hope to do more business. And I'm not worried that I know it's going to be a trend that with professionalism. You see what I'm saying? So so we need to take this time, this downtime, to get things off the ground. So when the veil is lifted, when the pandemic has receded a little bit, we can go full throttle with whatever our dreams and admirations are. Whatever you need to do, if you need to get plastic surgery, you need to hit the gym, you need whatever you need, knock it out now because soon you're going to be back on center stage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel you. So, um, we're gonna put this girl back up, Nana G. She was the wife of the cult leader, Nature Boy, or some called him. He's called Nana G, Baba G now. You know, and it's funny how these people will talk to him on Big O and on Instagram and take him serious. Now, I wouldn't say I would turn down an interview, but I'm just surprised how people humor him and take him so serious. And they allow their children to talk to him. And these be grown women. These some of these women are older than him, just like Mama Mama Dia. And taking this guy serious could cost you your life. So let me go back to my method. I know you can't hear, but hold on one second.
because this is my life. So while everybody else online telling saying they perspective about what I shoulda coulda did and all this extra stuff. Yeah, I would love to see how you would respond if this was your life. I would love to see the type of moves you'll make. You'll probably be so fucking mentally unstable that you couldn't even make it. And this is why I think people be like, you need to talk to a psychiatrist. You need, cause your dumb ass would be sitting there depressed. You know what I do when I feel like I'm getting depressed or I feel like I pick myself up. I motivate myself. I give myself something to do. I fucking get out there and I go get it. This is what I do. While everybody trying to make it seem like I'm crazy. Bitch, I'm not crazy. I just learned a little something. I got a little
Everybody else made you seem like you crazy. Okay, I'll put a pin on that.
bit more wisdom on my neck now. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm more mentally stable than I was, 3 years ago. And I appreciate all the shit that I've been through. I can't sit up in here and flex like it was all bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I learned a lot. I learned a lot. But what I'm not doing is letting all of that tainted, fucked up shit get to me so much that it's taking my peace away. It's taking my joy away. It's taking my mental stability away. Y'all could do that by yourself. I don't know. I don't know motherfuckers who I don't even have people around me who do that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all the way good over here mentally on a mental note. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, at this point, if I'm gonna be going live talking about how I feel and shit like that, I'm gonna make money off of it. I don't give a fuck. Do you know how many people is sitting up there making money off of me? Guess what? There's a baby right here who is the child of a man online who's continuously making money every day that sees none of. She's not supported by him. And you want to know why she's not supported by him? Because I don't allow her to be supported by him. Want to know why I don't allow her to be supported by him? Because everything he gives me, he tries to use it over my head and tries to say like, well, and he does it only to have a relationship with Eliana so that she can get older and think about this nigga and then try to go be with him and live with him and shit like that. But he got a whole nother motherfucker. Good for that. Cause guess what? I'ma let Eliana know everything. I'ma tell her, baby, I didn't uh generate wealth from him. I didn't allow him to help us because every time I look around, he talking about some shit to you that I didn't want you exposed to. Some shit that you didn't need to know as a child. You know what I'm saying? Some shit that I didn't want to be a part of. So at the end of the day, while everybody making money on this shit, me and my daughter, we over here, people think I got billions of dollars and people donating to me and all. No, ain't nobody giving me shit. I get everything how I live.
Wait a minute. Who thinks you got millions of dollars? Raise your hand. If there's anybody who think this person got millions of dollars, raise their hand. You sleeping on the floor right now. Box one mattress on the floor in somebody else's house, and we can hear a man clearing his throat in the background. Okay, you're not in an Airbnb, you're not in a hotel. Who thinks that you got lots of donations and millions of dollars?
You feel me? Like every man out here for themselves. Yeah, that's what's going on. You feel me? And I'm doing a damn good job at it because I want the best for myself. I've always been a manifester. So at the end of the day, I'm a magical ass bitch, and y'all gonna respect that shit. At the end of the day, and while he making money online, blah 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 blah. You think I'm not about to do that for me and my daughter? And buy the van that I wanted all my life that he didn't even make sure that I left with and didn't want me.
Buy the van, buy the van I always wanted all my life. Okay, you know why my friend broke up with his girlfriend way back in the day? I think in his 20s. He asked his girlfriend, his living girlfriend, "What do you want out of life for us in the future?" And she said, "A little Alfa Romero, a little Alfa Romero car, and a nice one bedroom." And he broke up with her after that.
Me to leave with to make sure that I'm good, that he's sitting in with all of the other little quote unquote wives that he have. Girl, I'm about to come up off him like on some real shit. Talking about I'm trying to come up off him just so I could have followers and all this. I didn't ask for none of this shit. You know, me and Nature Boy got into a mutual relationship without the attachment of social media. It just so happened that all of this shit conspired and transpired online and all of this shit like that. But Nature Boy doesn't support us because this nigga's a fuck nigga. Fuck niggas do shit like that. And all of his other baby mamas went through the same thing. And if a bitch in carbonation now think that she gonna get any other type of reaction out of Nature Boy or any better response out of Nature Boy when they have his child, then you got a whole nother different story coming for you, honey. I pray for you every day. Cause every baby mama didn't get better, it got worse. So I pray for all those women over there every day. Every day I pray for them. I might not fuck with them wholeheartedly. I might not, agree with some of this shit, but at the end of the day, I do pray for them and I do wish them the best. And I wish Nature Boy the best. I hope this nigga get his shit all the way together so that he can actually be healthy for somebody. But who knows? Like this nigga is so fucking toxic. This nigga will fucking revamp himself a million times to just to be somebody, just to be somebody. If the name Baba G start getting too heavy, start holding too much clout, he gonna change that shit to something else, and then he gonna continuously be another motherfucker. Ain't no Messiah has come or a prophet come on the face of this earth that has changed their names many times. No, bitch, they had one name, and you knew that name. Period. Period. On period. So at the end of the day, something is seriously mentally wrong with him. Like something is seriously mentally ill with him. And people who go over there, including myself, have a lot of confusion. From whatever they went through in their life, it's a lot of confusion. And when they go to him, they be super confused about certain shit that they went through in life. And I just so happen to just come to terms with all of the stuff that I've been through so that I can come up out of that space so I can stop attracting fuck niggas to me. to me. Like, if you don't deal with your childhood traumas and the shit that you went through as a child, and you don't come to an understanding, you're going to attract men and women to yourself that's going to reflect that back to you so that you can heal and so that you can get over that stuff so that you could level up in your life, you know. But if you keep entertaining the stuff that you went through and feeling bad for yourself and keep crying about spilled milk, then that's what you're gonna get. Like, that's what you're gonna attract to you in your life to heal, you know. So at the end of the day, I'm healing from all that shit and I'm moving on with my life. I don't care if, you know, people gonna keep up or people not, or who with me and who not. I don't care what about none of that. I'm gonna just keep it going for myself. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. And Ellie gonna be good, and I'm gonna make sure that we good, and I'm gonna document it all for y'all to see. Ellie, Ellie, she was just stretching. Ellie, my baby is knocked out. But yeah, y'all. Until next time.
Da, 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 da.
When you die, you will remember my face, remember my voice. You will regret the day you didn't listen to me. When you review your life, you're going to remember me. I'm going to be right there. You remember this face because you made it. You made me. I'm your reminder. I'm your alarm clock. Wake the fuck up. You ignored every single day you woke up. You ignored divine wisdom. And when you die and you look back and you realize, oh shit, that was me talking to me. Nature Boy was me. Nature Boy was telling me to go back to nature. It was in his name. It said Nature Boy. He was telling me to go back to nature. Nature was my healing. Nature was my gateway to eternal life. But I laughed. I mocked him. And then it would be too late.
He was right about the pandemic. Like he was right about Babylon falling, right? But it was accidental, and he didn't know that Babylon had a fat ass wallet, and he capitalized off of Babylon too, with the unemployment pay and the stimulus and the welfare and the free airline tickets from Hawaii and the free court fees. I think he did pretty good off of Babylon. Even the insurance money for someone's death being used to finance carbonation or melanation in another country. Boy, you sold Babylon. It's a damn shame with your Amazon uh, battery chargers and cell phones and the Apple computer making songs and shit. Who you fooling, bruh? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You sold Babylon.
Allah will forgive you, though. Jah will forgive you because it's complete love. But you will not forgive yourself. You regret the day you ever came up against me. Your higher self. In Egypt,
Wait a minute. You were just bragging about some shoes you got for hiking. You said these are the Air Babaji fours. These are the Babaji fours. And you don't even know who invented um it's called I think the term is called latching. You don't even know who invented the the machine that connects the sole of a shoe to the upper part of the shoe. It connects the upper part to the sole. It's called latching. You don't even know the story behind that. That's how ignorant you are. And I never ever thought you had any amount of wisdom ever.
The story of Atum. Atum is mad because his own creation turns on him. Crazy. There is no spirit in your body. Stupid. body is in your spirit. But you can't fathom that because you get all your knowledge from books.
Hold up. Hold the fuck up. This is the cult leader, Nature Boy, aka Babaji, aka Jesus, return. All right. For those, because there are people who still don't know. Kiki, this is the husband. All right. He's been accused of being pedophilic. He's been accused of rape. He's been accused of being a molester, an abuser, um, a murderer. Okay. So you look into his eyes right now. You look into his eyes, and does he look like an innocent man? Does he have the behavior of an innocent man? Does he has the posture of an innocent man? Now they say that the eyes are the window to the souls. Now Jim Jones used to wear sunglasses because he knew you could see that he wasn't shit. But this brother is so cold and he think he's so smart that he doesn't have to wear shades because he can look you dead in the eye and you won't know what the hell is going on. You see what I'm saying? But if the devil had a nephew, this is him. Okay? But I do not believe in condemning a man before he is proven guilty. And there's too many black men that has been put in jail for false allegations and things like that. And I do not believe in witch hunts. I do not believe in witch hunts. So, until further notice and further evidence, and until the authorities come down on this man, I'm going to reserve a lot of my thoughts and opinions. Okay?
You're looking at a genius. A genius is someone that gets his knowledge from genes. It's beyond a book. You just know. You can't be activated. A lot of you guys is too late. You just devils. You just here to be people, just obstacles for people to overcome, the ones that have souls. If you can get knowledge from your genes instead of a fucking book, all of you stuck in a fucking book.
Okay, when people don't believe in books, that's when you lose me. Okay, Latanya doesn't believe in books, and Nature Boy don't believe in books, but he believes in Google. He gets his astrology off of Google, and whenever he needs the definition of anything or need any additional information, he goes to Google and YouTube. And I guess this Messiah never heard of the word collateral biasness. Google is only one of many search engines, and each search engine has a certain level of collateral biasness. So if you only use one search engine to find the answer to something, you're putting all your trust into one company, and that company is Babylon. Google is Babylonian, but yet you trust the information that comes from it, and you base your next move on the information that you get from Google, and you use it as a tool and a weapon and a source of knowledge. But you have something against books. You know, the one thing about books, they can't be altered once they're printed.
Let the book go. The book is a reference. There's truth in it and there's lies in it. But it shouldn't be the zenith of what you stand on. Science should be your religion.
But you know what? There's a whole board that reviews books. All right. Books have bibliographies and all kind of stuff. All right. Also, anybody can make a website. Anybody can buy a server. Anybody can have their own website. And anybody can pay Google to allow them to be at the top of the list when you make a search. And just because a website shows a white man with a stethoscope and a pen and a pad and a white jacket, and it looks like he's in a doctor's office, doesn't mean that that's a legitimate medical website with legitimate answers to your health problems. But you can find stuff like that all day long on the internet. But it's what you want to trust. And like I said, there's Google, there's GoDaddy, there's all these other types of search engines. But for a man to be against Babylon, he puts all his trust in the top Babylonian search engine. Also, there's 13 zodiac signs. The there's the 13th sign is the largest sign in the sky, but because we're in Northern America, you can't see it. But you was in South America, and you could see the largest 13th zodiac sign in the sky, and you never mentioned it. And you supposed to be conscious and, I guess, pro-black, and you didn't even recognize the black man in the sky. The largest zodiac sign in the sky is Ophiuchus, or you could call him Imhotep. He's the 13th zodiac sign, so you probably not even the sign that you think you are. And he has a snake that goes around his arm and around his back. And you never mention him because you use Google for your answers. Okay, we can carry on.
Biology should be your religion. Science should be your religion. But it's not. You think you're inside your body, you stupid motherfucker. But your body is inside of you. And you don't know it. Because you don't know truth. You don't know you're still plugged in the matrix. Again, you can come up. I know I'm not making sense to you because you're retarded. You're mentally underdeveloped. You don't see life the right way. Nah, I'm a demon. Yeah, I'm all of that.
Well, he just confessed. He is a demon. He is all of that. I mean, I'm surrounded by books. What's wrong with books? I have the Meter Netter right here. They came before Columbus. Behold the pale horse. Greatest civilizations. The League of Extraordinary uh, Black People. Um, James Baldwin, Condoleezza Rice, Colin Powell, all of Obama's books, John Gotti's book, Maya Angelou's book, uh, George Washington Carver, the all kind of black psychology books, books on the women's struggle, not only black women's struggle, but women in general. Just books on top of books. I'll never be able to read these books in my lifetime, but they're there. I don't have to. If the power go out, I can light a candle and sit in a chair and read until the power comes back on, even if my phone is dead or my tablet. You see what I'm saying? When the Moors finally was defeated in Spain, and Spain finally got their country back after probably 600 years of occupation, the first thing they did was burn the books. Okay, that's how important books are. Because back in those days, a book was like a laptop. Okay, straight up.
You're allowed to come up and ask questions. Just go here, come ask questions. But most of you already dead. You're in hell already. You'll see that in the end. You think that I'm a demon, but I'm God. And I've come here with a sword. I did not come here to bring peace.
Look, I'm with you. I'm not knocking anybody who joins the group because if it helps you in your spiritual growth, um, there's not a problem. Now, there is a little bit of danger in tribalism. So that has nothing to do with any group, but tribalism can be dangerous, especially when nobody knows where their tribe is from. Now, this guy is wearing makeup now. So I don't know what his skin is looking like, but this guy is falling apart right in front of our eyes. I don't know what he's going through, but I don't know how long this facade is going to last. But the clock is ticking.
You think I came here to bring peace? I came here to destroy this, recreate it. You don't know what truth is. You will see, though, in the end, you will see what truth is.
Now, I've said this before. I I was curious about the book of Kama Sutra because people started talking about it again. It was a big thing in the 70s or whatever. But um, Kama Sutra is not a sex book. It has 7 chapters, and only one chapter is about sex. The book was translated from Sanskrit from many, many, many years ago, way back before scrolls. So therefore, there was no pictures. There were no sex position pictures or anything like that. All right. Now, they do talk about positions, but most of those positions are in the favor of the female to find female pleasure. But there's only one chapter about sex in the book of Kama Sutra, and it was 150,000 Sanskrits condensed down to 150. And then those 150 Sanskrits was converted into a 7 chapter book by 2 people. Okay? Only one chapter is about sex. The rest of the book is about abuse. It's basically how he lives. It's about, yeah, making jewelry, multiple wives, having the older wife keep the younger wives beefing with each other, and the older wife don't mind because she's tired of having sex, so she lets the younger wives have sex, but she keeps them fighting with each other. It's okay if you can't find a wife, it's okay to take your servant's daughter as a wife. It says if you want a girl to love you, the last chapter is about date rape and drugs. The last chapter says if you mix this plant with that plant and you put monkey shit in the concoction and then throw the monkey shit with the plants and shit on the female, she will love you forever. That's Kama Sutra. So the other stuff that what's the name is talking about, I have no clue. She got her information off of Cosmopolitan and Google. But a doctor in England was tired. Basically, they had a ban on pornography in England. So a doctor came up with a plan. He said, I can take Kama Sutra and add dirty pictures to it. And then this would look like a respectable piece of literature. And then we can have our pornography back under the disguise of literature. So that's what happened. A guy in England back in the day, um, he added dirty pictures to Kama Sutra. He considered himself a Asianologist, just like somebody would call themselves an Egyptologist. All right. So he was an Asianologist educated in England, and he discovered the Kama Sutra, and the book, and then he added pictures. And then when the internet they exploited those pictures, and the next thing you know, everybody think Kama Sutra is just about sex positions. But like I said, the information came from ancient times, and it was to tell the rich how to live. It was for rich people and how to live. If you ask any East Asian person, they would never tell you Kama Sutra is a sex book. They would say it's a book on how to live your life, and they did practice polygamy, and they taught you how to take advantage of lonely women, your women that have lost their husband or lonely women. And it told you, and it's also racist. It said a woman could be too light or too dark to marry. And I think that's racist. That's color struck. It also says it's okay to scratch your wife up. If she's going on a trip, you could take your nails and scratch her body with your nails. So if she ever disrobes in front of another man, he will know that she belongs to someone else. If there's a lady with a child and you want her to know that you like kids and you would possibly take care of her and her child, if the child is sitting on her laps, it's okay for you to come up to the child and kiss the child on the lips to let her know that you like children. It's all kind of weird shit in the book of Kama Sutra. So if you say you have a Kama Sutra nights and you don't know what it's about, you look stupid every time you have a Kama Sutra night. Not only that, um, everybody knows the story of Pandora. And when you call your show Pandora's Box, there's no way that anybody thinks it's anything positive about that. And you shouldn't think you're going to have a positive show with a positive outcome with a positive audience because you just opened up Pandora's Box.
You will see what truth is.
Boy, you the fucking devil and ain't shit good gonna come to your.
You trying to, you really trying to, you, nigga, you.
Wait, the information from Kama Sutra is so old that it says that there's only three types of vaginas and three types of penises, right? And it says um if if your wife is too big, like if she has a too big of a vagina, it's okay to use the horn of a rhinoceros. It's okay to use the horn of a rhinoceros or any other objects around your phallic, and so you can give her pleasure. So this is before. This is ancient prosthetics. This is before plastic and styrofoam and all that polyurethane objects. Okay, look, the Book of Kama Sutra is free because it's so old that it's in the public domain. If you have an iPhone, you could download the book for free from the iBook store, and trust me, you will be tripping. You would trip out. It would trip you out. But anyway, back to this guy.
I'm trying to even contemplate. Should I even tell her, like, what the fuck happened, like, with this chick? You feel me? I'm trying to figure out because I'm like, what did she say about me? I didn't even hear the video. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I need to understand. But she said something about Aya and me and something like, y'all, yo, bruh. I don't be wanting to be going back and forth with the chatty patty shit, but it's shit about like, yeah, you can be an admin. Yeah, you don't want me to tell what the fuck said you touched Ellie. The fuck out of here, yo. Are you shit? Nah, I ain't even gonna act like that's true. Like, I ain't even gonna act like that's true, bro. We're not gonna act like that's true at all. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even gonna act like she said that. I don't know what she said, but somebody send me a link so I can figure out what she said because I don't want to tell you about what this girl did. You feel what I'm saying? She was saying you crazy and not. I mean, everybody know that. Okay, I watched it. She never said that. That's a troll starting off. She said you going to tell everything that happened while she was there. She gonna tell everything that happened while she was there. Well, I hope she tell the whole fucking truth and nothing but the truth, because she gonna fuck around and I'm gonna tell some shit that, you know what I'm saying, tell you, have her fucking crying in a minute. She looked like a straight devil from the depths of hell. Bro, you have a lot of courage that other brothers should follow. That's some real shit. She didn't say that, but she is writing a book. Of course she gonna write a book. She wanna make money off of it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you.
Wait a minute. As this brother went Hollywood, I'm looking at him. He has on foundation. He has on foundation. All right. Also, Eli- Eliana thinks she gonna write a book like Mother Earth did, and everybody gonna read it. I guess everybody gonna read it out of curiosity, but I don't know. Writing a book is easier said than done. And Mother Earth, if look, I thought C Murder wrote the worst book, the worst novel. It was all in slang. But Mother Earth got him beat. Mother Earth wrote a worse book than C Murder. Okay.
You breeding kids to sleep together while she leaving your baby with the internet trolls. Right. Did you ask her about that? Why she leaving the baby with Wanda? Why yo, when y'all go over there, ask her this. Ask her this, because I don't want to be on here long talk about this. But next time she go live, say, why did you have sex with Hezekiah? The nigga name is Hezekiah. With my daughter in the bed in the hotel room. She literally fucked the nigga named Hezekiah in in a hotel room with my daughter sleep on a bed.
Okay, that's news to me. I didn't hear that one, but thanks for letting us know. You know what I'm saying? He just dry snitched on Eliana. And Omega is in the building. Omega Sunlight. Welcome to the show. He just dry snitched on Eliana like he don't do dirt. You know what I'm saying? W- Look at all the stuff he did in front of his child, all the things he said about having sex with his other wives in front of his child and letting his child use the N word and the B word. You know what I'm saying? And he got on Clinique. This dude is wearing Clinique.
Right there on the bed, she fucked on the same bed. You feel what I'm saying? And when I took her back, when I took her back after that, I took her back after that. She was fucking some nigga that named Hezekiah. She had goo coming out of her pussy and everything. Ask her about Hezekiah and how she was going to a hotel to fuck this nigga named Hezekiah, right? And then he was broke. He had no money. She called me like, I'm done with these niggas. I literally came to Florida to come get her. Had pussy coming out of goo out. I had to like heal her again. You feel what I'm saying?
That was her healing from being with you. Once you get away from the source of irritation, your body goes into a healing process, and you're either going to have a scab, or you're going to have pus, or you're going to have a boil, or you're going to have a cyst or something. While the body, if the body can't heal itself, then it quarantines off the possible infected source. Just like if you have an ingrown hair is poisonous. So you will have a hair bump because your body is trying to isolate that hair from the rest of the body. If her body is dripping with goo, if her vajayjay is dripping and leaking, it's because of what happened weeks before or a month before, not because of what she just did. Come on, man. You think people are stupid? He must be trying to fool himself.
So you gotta understand. Ask her about having sex on with my daughter, sleep on the bed with Hezekiah. Just ask her that. Next time you hear it. She want to talk about Aya having sex and breastfeeding while I having sex with Aya, but ask her, was you in a hotel room with Hezekiah getting fucked on the bed while my daughter was on the bed? Now she gonna fuck around and make me tell it all. Cause I know all the business because she's like my daughter. I had to come get her. She making a
Yeah, but no matter what she did, you did worse. Whatever she did, you did worse. You even lied about something as small as when you were cussing and talking about your phallic size and how sex was with Malia and sex with Aya. Your daughter was right there, and when you start using the word bitch and nigga, your child was saying bitch and nigga with you, and you was encouraging it, you and her, and you were laughing about it. And when you was asked about it, you said she not in the room. Y'all think because she a baby that y'all can do anything in front of her, and because she can't say anything, that it's okay because she can't tell people online. But children have a great memory, and what you do around them affect them. And you supposed to be the Messiah. You should know that. But you wasn't raised in a family.
A lot of dumb decisions out of her emotions because she's an emotional person. But don't come for me, yo, because I come on, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, ask her, has she had sex? Ask her, did you have sex with Eliana while breastfeeding Eliana? Have you had sex while breastfeeding Eliana? Ask her that. Ask her. Have you had sex? These are two things I want you to ask her, and I'm just gonna give y'all that. That's all I'm gonna give you. Just ask her. Have you had sex while breastfeeding baby Eliana? And who is Hezekiah? And was you in a hotel fucking this nigga on a bed while Eliana was right on that same bed in the hotel room? Now, bitch, lie.
You did it. You had sex with Aya while she was holding Eliana. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? We ain't even go there. We're not even gonna go into deep detail of the shit that you let the world know, and the things that I mean, what shoot. I went to the hot tubs with a girl, and it was it was four of us, right? And I was like, "Who baby is that?" And they wouldn't tell me, right? But my friend girl was white, but he's mixed. He was light skinned, and the baby was kind of brown. But the other girl was mulatto, and I was like, they wouldn't tell me. So when we got to the hot tubs, me and this girl went into the room, and then the baby came in with us, and I said, "Oh, this your baby?" And she said, "It's cool. I just got to put him to sleep right quick." So she breastfed him and sat him on the hot tub on the massage table. And I'm like, damn. I said, if I was the father of her child, I would be upset. I ain't gonna say I would do physical harm, but pretty much you know what time it is. And I said, she ain't shit. But I already paid for this hot tub room and we gonna be here for about an hour. So yeah, you let her loose, you let your wife loose on the world, brainwashed, and you made her a super freak, and now you complaining.
Now, make sure that's in the book because I know that for sure, for a fact, because I came and got you. And I got more shit. I got more shit. Ask her. Let's see if she'll tell the truth.
Dry snitching.
Ask about Hezekiah. Say, yo, you know some dude named Hezekiah? Did you have sex with him in a hotel room while your daughter was asleep on the bed right there? And did you have, because I asked her because she had confessed to me what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, like we had got back together. I'm like, yo, so where was my daughter at when you was fucking this nigga? If y'all was in a hotel room, she was like on the bed. I'm like, damn, yo, literally, just to put that out there. Like, since you want to talk about child and doing an ask her, and then the second question is this.
Well, hold on. First of all, they had a $300,000 budget in Costa Rica, but couldn't pay the registration and also ran out of gas one time. They flew in at least 70 women, if not, I would say 50 women and 20 men was rotated out of Costa Rica, and they all burning, right? They all burning. They all got some form of STD or something. And then they sent those people right back into America to infect other people. Let's not forget that. So this story is irrelevant.
This. Ask her, ask her, ask her, did she listen? Say, have you ever had sex with Ellie breastfeeding? Ask her. Just see her face. Just see her face when she says it. Have you been breastfeeding Ellie and had sex? Have you had sex in front of Eliana? Ask her it. Yeah, she's not gonna respond because the truth is a fuck. See, she wants to see. She should stay offline and stop talking my name because I know a lot of her business. You feel what I'm saying? Like I know a lot, and I'm not even gonna say no more. Like I know all of her business. You feel what I'm saying? So, but people leave here, they talk shit about me. I'll be the bigger person, but But you letting my daughter stay with that lady and that lady calling online, like, oh, let's just tell the truth. Let's fuck it. You want to tell the truth? Let's tell the truth. Let it all out. Let it all out. If we're gonna say what happened and you coming out like the good guy, like you're not no fucking good guy in this, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. Like you better shut the fuck up.
Tender Catering is in the building, and I gotta call it. I gotta call it as as I see it. This statement he just made right now is very true. It's true. That was a cold statement, and that statement is very true. I remain objective. I made videos called Not So Innocent Aya. If you go over to Why You Tripping Off Me, you'll see Not So Innocent Aya, part one, part two, part three, 300,000 Reasons, Escape from Carbonation, um, Trap Princess. I made many short films about carbonation with a lot of views on it. I just don't talk about it. But if you're a fan of Lordship, then maybe you've been over to Why You Tripping Off Me before. And I let the people decide. And what he said just now about Velvet was very true.
You better sit your ass down somewhere, little girl. You better sit down. You better sit down somewhere. So just tell her that. Just when next time she live, ask her those questions. Who's Hezekiah? Just keep putting Hezekiah in there. Hezekiah. Who's Hezekiah? Did you fuck Hezekiah in the same bed? Did you do that? Did you fuck Hezekiah in the same bed with Eliana? In a hotel room? In a dirty ass hotel room with this broke ass nigga that didn't have no money? And you called me crying? Come get me. I had to come over to Florida to come get you and heal you from that disease you got from that nigga. You got a fucking disease from him. And now you dropping my baby off with this troll named Miss Wanda. She's a fucking troll. That's not my mother.
Well, shit, you was calling her mama. You was bigging her up. You was trying to play her, thinking that you might get a little money. You was trying to placate her. You was trying to see if you could seduce her. You was very disrespectful during the friendship. And then when you were drunk, you just said, fuck it, I'm finna disrespect her to the highest level possible. You disrespected her so much and so bad that I thought you would that Velvet wouldn't go nowhere near Mama Wanda. But she did. And I don't know if she kept that hatred in her heart and that anger in her heart, because when she felt disrespected by World News, she threatened World News. But I didn't see her threaten Nature Boy. But I did see her get her feelings hurt. And then all of a sudden, for 3 days in her possession, she had the baby of someone who disrespected her on the internet in front of hundreds, if not a few thousand people. After all the views, several thousand people. I thought that was quite odd. So he should be shocked that she went to her, but this ain't the first time that she had a visit from Mama Wanda. They met before, and for what I see online, she's a nice lady. All right, but it's this the whole thing is odd because I couldn't trust someone that I disrespected. If you were his wife, you and your husband disrespected her, and now you going to her for help. You see what I'm saying? We don't know if she has a hidden grudge against him trying to set him up. So she can't be a credible witness because she's dealt with her before and she has reason to set him up. Even if she didn't do it, she has reason because of what he did to her publicly. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, let's get back to it.
She calling herself a chick. She's attaching herself to me like TKO attached himself to me to keep a name. This lady, Miss Wanda, is not my mother. She's saying she's my mother. She's not my mother. She's a troll. And Eliana will not leave her. She leaves. She won't leave her with her mother, but she'll leave her with Wanda to go run the streets and fuck on these little niggas while she. Come on, let's be real. Tell her, what are you doing when you drop at night? Because you see, I could show you the text messages with Wanda saying she's not here right now. Velvet's not here right now, but and the baby is sleeping. But when she get back, I'll let. What are you out there doing while my daughter is at a troll's house? And why isn't the troll? Why isn't Eliana with your family, with you over there with Wanda, this troll, so you can go do what you want to do in the streets and try to run around chasing niggas all night.
Okay, you still disrespecting Mama Wanda. Mama Wanda is not a troll, but for some reason you want your people to think she's a troll, but she has your life in her hands. She got the whole world in her hands. You see what I'm saying?
So let's talk about that. And so here's a couple things to ask her. Remember, number one, did you fuck Hezekiah on a hotel bed with Eliana sleeping on it? Number one. Number two, have you ever had sex while breastfeeding Eliana? You yourself, because you talked about Aya having sex while breastfeeding. Have you yourself ever had sex while breastfeeding Eliana? Number three, why do you have the baby over there at Wanda's house, who's a troll, and why isn't the baby with your mother or your family or your father? Why are you staying over at Wanda's house? And where are you going in the middle of the night, leaving Eliana with this troll that you don't even fucking really know? And why are you trusting this lady who you haven't known long to watch your child while you go off and fuck off? Those are the three questions I want y'all to ask her. There's plenty of more because she's been with me for a long time. There's plenty of more stuff. I don't even understand why this girl's online. She forgot that I know. Do you think that I'm going to continue to let you talk shit and get online and keep feeding off my name without me making it hell for you? Come on, man. I'm going to say some shit too. You feel what I'm saying? So, and the baby and the troll that hates me. A troll that actually hates me. She's leaving. The lady said, "Remember, you said I should have died when I got shot. Now I got your baby." Y'all heard it. It's all recorded on the T. Like she's
Now, that proves what I said. That validates what I said. She got beef with Nature Boy, but you're gonna bring the baby to her. You know what I'm saying? Because you and her got this understanding, and you and her is on another level. But you know, a lot of things he do, they're the rest of the tribe is not around. When he's cussing people out and arguing with people and all kind of stuff, he isolates himself sometimes, and certain things are not heard. Because so maybe she never knew about that argument and stuff. That was a terrible argument. He hurt her feelings. I felt sorry for her. She was very disrespected at that moment.
said, "Well, now this lady got your baby. Why are you leaving our child with that baby? You gonna fuck around and lose Eliana." And it just is what it is, because I don't got Eliana. But if I was you, I'd shut the fuck up. You gonna fuck around and lose our child because you talking shit to the wrong person. Now remember, I'm the one that knows all your secrets, nigga. Like, don't come on here talking shit about me. Just leave it alone. Shut the fuck up and go sit down somewhere, little girl. Keep it positive. Mind your business. Don't bring my name up no more. You understand? Leave me the fuck alone. And don't bring my name up no more, or I'm gonna keep exposing you. Because it's a lot more stuff that I can expose, but I'm not gonna go there. I only try to help you. You know what I'm saying? So that's my message to you. Leave me the fuck alone. If you keep talking shit, every time I hear you go live talking shit, I'm gonna put out more and more and more. There's so many secrets that I know, and you forgot. I don't know why you went over there and lost your fucking mind. Remember me? I'm the nigga that know all your secrets. You feel what I'm saying? I kept all of y'all secrets. Y'all came to me. I know all y'all secrets, so I don't know why y'all talking shit like I won't expose all of y'all. So
Well, people always ask why nobody's been went to the authorities, right? Nobody's called the police. Well, there you go. He knows everybody's secrets. Matter of fact, before you even came to the nation, he made sure he knew all of your business. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. That's your answer. Plus, they believe in what he believe in.
So at the end of the day, those are the 3 questions I want you to ask her, because only reason why I'm saying this is because she got my child. And you got our child, so I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is the deal. Why was you fucking on Hezekiah, whom you got a disease from?
She had a disease before Hezekiah. She came to carbonation with a disease. Most of them came there with a disease because you told them you could heal them. Serenity had a disease, and then you lied and said it was HIV when it was a different type of disease. It was some type of immune deficiency disease that caused her vajayjay to have an odor. And she said once she talked to you on the phone or video chat, she never had that odor again. And so that made her believe that you was legit. Come on, man. We have a memory like an elephant.
Whom you got a disease from in the bed, same bed in the hotel room with Eliana. You should be ashamed of yourself getting online acting like you Miss Innocent. Like, are you serious? Come on, bro. Cut it the fuck out. And then ask her, like I said, second question is ask her, hey, have you ever had sex while breastfeeding Eliana? Period. And watch her lie through her fucking teeth.
Okay, have you ever had sex with Eliana while she was still dating Olmec? All right. Did you ever have sex with Zoka while she pregnant? Did you rape Arsenio? You know what I'm saying? Did True and Loyal and Pice take the download? We got a lot of questions. Yeah, we can ask those questions too.
Watch her lie through her fucking teeth and ask her, who's Hezekiah? Just keep putting Hezekiah in the building when she's in live. Just keep putting Hezekiah like, who the fuck Hezekiah? Who is Hezekiah? Did you fuck Hezekiah on the same bed with your daughter right there in front of him? And I'll just leave it at that. Those are the 3 things. Wanda, did you ever fuck while you were breastfeeding? And also ask her who Hezekiah is, the dude that she got a disease from, that she was fucking on. And she knows she got a disease from this nigga too. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was feeling mad. She was feeling mad guilty.
So she only can get a disease from you? You're the only one that can give out diseases in combination? You know what I'm saying? You're the only distributor, huh? You're the only one that could distribute Mary Kay and Amway and Avon, right? But she came with luggage, she came with disease to carbonation. I guess he believed people memory is as short as his. He even confessed to a few things, and he was like, there's no such thing as disease. So when someone says there's no such thing as disease and they don't believe in books, that's a red flag.
Guilty and mad bad. So like she's just young, making young nigga blunders, but she should stop running her mouth because you know what I'm saying, my daughter's involved. And you're gonna fuck around and lose our daughter. So shut the fuck up and go sit down somewhere and live your life. You're talking about you're gonna write a book, it's all gonna fire back on you and you're gonna fuck around and lose our daughter. So shut the fuck up and go sit down because you're not stable enough to even have her. So, it is what it is. You're gonna fuck around, keep fucking around. These devils, these are devils. There's the 3 questions. Y'all answer that. Peace.
All right. Courtesy of uh, courtesy of the tea. Let me make sure I shut this down before it starts to do something else. I tell you, these YouTube pages have a mind of their own. If you don't shut them down, they will activate on their own. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can get out of this page. All right, great. So there you have it. There you have it. Oh, and his lordship is live. Also, if you get a chance, check out Alexis Taylor. If you don't know her already, Alexis Taylor is off the hook. She is off the chain. That's a lot to think about, but hopefully you got some more insight. I know a lot of people are doing shows because it's a hot topic right now with the baby, with Mama Wanda, and everybody. People are very passionate and very heated. I heard Key Deadman, E Love. I heard Madiva. I heard Miss Meat. I heard everybody from the Lower Self Gang and stuff like that speak on this. And I think everybody's opinion is valid and everybody should be concerned. It is odd that someone felt that they had no option but to bring it to the public arena and social networks where mostly people do things for entertainment. But like I said, if you um, watch the movie Don't Kill Cats, or if you're familiar with the movie Don't Kill Cats, you will see a whole scenario of people using social network with with a legitimate concern about a crazy person who was killing animals, and then he got enough bravery to kill a human being, and they did use social networks to hunt him down. Okay, so if you want to see how someone really is trying to stop someone from point A to point B, they're not really trying to make people aware. They're trying to stop this person. Okay, and when the lady, tried to tell the police and stuff at first, they did think she was crazy or whatever. But he posted real videos of himself smothering cats in a plastic bag and all kinds of stuff. And there was a real video of him killing someone. So the rest of these videos are open to speculation, and the rest of these videos are hearsay, third party information, and left into interpretation. And anybody who actually witnessed any of these videos will be prejudiced in a court case. See what I'm saying? They will be considered a hostile witness because some of this stuff, the majority of it, could easily be thrown out of court. With a good lawyer, they couldn't use an ounce of this stuff. You would have to have a video of a molestation. You would have to have a video of a rape. You would have to have a video of somebody getting pounded in the head while their knees are on their shoulder. And these things would have to happen on American soil. Okay. So you would have to have a victim. But in this situation, nobody hands are clean. You tell on me, I'll tell on you. You help me with this situation. You just a part of like in how you know the movie How to Get Away with Murder? It's the same situation with carbonation. All the students was involved with the with the teacher. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, maybe one of them will confess. There need to be concrete evidence. You need to finish watching that movie. You should. It's a great film because the guy was weird, and you would have never thought he was a murderer. And yeah, I don't even want to give it away. The dude was slick. He was slick. He took a he took a lot of selfie pictures, and you know, what gave it away was when he was throwing away some stuff in the garbage can in the middle of the night, which was like unusual behavior. He was throwing away stuff in the garbage can in the middle of the night, and that was strong evidence of against him in the case. But he was so slick with his identity and things like that. That's right. You know, being seen with machetes is not against the law. If they were making bombs on camera and stuff like that. And then you have to remember that these are not kids. They are not kids. But when there's a cult, sometimes there's an issue with the kids, and you always gotta wonder if the kids are okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, observer, peace out. I'm glad everybody came through. I hope nobody was offended or felt disrespected. My heart goes out to to the grandparents and stuff like that who's going through this. I wouldn't wish this on anyone, but this can happen to anyone. And some people are in cults right now and don't know that they're in a cult. And a cult, cults are not illegal. It's not illegal to have a sex cult. There's nothing wrong with cults because there's all kind of cults. There's network marketing cults where you do good in sales and you get a free Bentley. There's all kind of cults that you wouldn't believe. CULT. There's a lot of cults, but a lot of people don't even know they're in a cult until until you point it out. But if I walk past a church and I bump into three different people that greet me the same way with the same exact words, which has happened to me, you're in a cult. If I look into the parking lot and everybody has a Lexus, that's a cult. And when you say to me, the Lord, it seemed like the Lord blessed everybody at our church with a Lexus. I'm the only one that don't have one, but I think I'm going to get one next week. But it's strange. Everyone at our church has a Lexus. Well, that means that there's a Lexus dealer that's a member of your church. That's all that means. And the pastor convinced you to do business with him, and he probably got a little kickback. You know what I'm saying? He got a little kickback. So, oh yeah, well, yeah, there's plenty of white cults. They probably invented cults, okay? And believe it or not, Carolina is the cult capital of the United States. Northern Carolina is the cult capital of the United States. And there's a cult right in Latanya's backyard. This cult will throw your child through a wall to get the demons out of their body. That's a practice that they do. They will knock you through a wall to get the demons out your body. They tell you when you can have sex. They even say you can only do it missionary. They even tell you how many pumps you can do. You only can do about 18 pumps. If you don't bust a nut by then, you got to try again when they allow you to have sex again. This code is tough, and they got so much money and power. And when you join the code, they will take your kids as foster kids and remove them from your household and put them in their household. And yeah, and then one of the most racist codes is in Latanya backyard, but there's no mention of them, and there's no trying to save them when on record as a practice they throw man, woman, and child through a sheetrock wall and all kinds of strange punishments for disobedience in that code. So I'm just saying, So let me see here. Yeah, there are real cults in your vicinity that you totally ignore, but you go for this guy who's hiding in plain sight, and the FBI, they have eyes and ears. they they don't work that hard. The FBI, all they do is read papers, magazines. They watch TV shows and reality shows. They watch games. They just watch TV. They watch the news. They watch talk shows, and now they watching social network. And you will snitch on yourself in due time. you will snitch on yourself in due time. And you won't know until the shit hits the fire, until the curtain comes down. You know what I'm saying? We don't have iron curtains like in Germany. Whatever happens behind the iron curtain, you don't know. But here we have very thin chiffon see-through veils where we don't hide shit and we don't understand how serious the internet is. Okay. So I'm just stalling because I'm looking for some kind of outro and I don't see it. I'm looking for this outro is the label is BOA. Wow. Let me see. Let me check on this last list. I have a lot of. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a lot of files, man, and, on this OBS, and it can get confusing sometimes. They need to put a search on here so you can just type in a search and then it comes up. All right. Let me get these. Let me get Chewy off the screen, and let me get Mother Earth off the screen because Mama Earth looked like she want to go back to carbonation. All right. Okie dokie. I think we clear for takeoff. And here we go. All right, y'all. Oh, let me take one last look at the chat. Yes, look up. All you got to do is type in um, Coates Coates in North Carolina. Just look it up. And Lordship, see me in the chat and be like, "Oh, it's morning on the East Coast." Yep. And 18 missionary pumps. I swear to God, they tell you you will be in trouble if you do the spoon or doggy style or froggy style or if you bend your wife over a couch. All of that can get you excommunicated out the church. Um, Sometimes they have to be a witness. You only can do missionary in this code, and they will beat the demon out of you if they have to. All right. On that note, yeah. On that note, peace and hair grease. I think that outro lackluster. So we're gonna go with the Hollywood. We're gonna go with the Hollywood intro outro.